All right, welcome back to the channel. So we have a pretty big tournament tonight. There are approximately 29 players tonight, so this is gonna be pretty big. This is pretty epic. This is a big local tonight. You know, people really wanted to play tonight, and I'm here for it. How you all been doing, guys? How's everybody doing? It's been a very exciting weekend. I am still recovering mentally from this weekend. It's very taxing on my brain. Probably the most taxing I've ever experienced in a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in my life. 13 rounds straight on Froggo TK is not for the weak. I gotta say, like, not even to try to like glaze myself or anything, but it was a lot of dueling. And the event was fantastic. Like, honestly, I think the LDS events are run really well. No complaints about the way they run their events at all. Great venue. Like, I thought it was really cool. They had that whole card game convention that was basically like, there was a room beside us that just had like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh vendors and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. So a lot of good things about the event, and I love Houston, Texas. I only been there once before this, and that was last year for YCS Houston, which was, we don't even talk about that event because Konami sucks. But I'm gonna watch this duel. So I need to put a timer on and all that good stuff. Let me do that real quick. But yeah, really good event. Like, that top cut, man. When Top 32 was announced and I looked at the list of people, I swear it was like every single person that I know who's like a top player was in that fucking Top 32. It was kind of wild. Like, I just kept seeing name after name after name after name. That was the most stacked top cut in Edison's history so far. Like, the biggest tournament of all time, but also the most stacked top cut I've ever seen. What's up, Hayuzu? Ryan I, what's up? LK Mazur. Or is it Missouri? It was definitely a who's who, Patrick. Yes, it was for sure the who's who of Edison. Like, just at like the names, bro. Just so many people that I know. So many people who have been grinding and just getting the success and all that stuff. And I am very happy that a lot of them come from my server too. Like, a lot of the people who topped are, you know, people who are, they frequent my server. They play in the tournaments like this one right here. Let me turn the dual sounds on. Okay, bear with me today, bear with me tonight. When I tell you guys, my brain is like, it is still like, I'm not joking when I say I've not recovered. I've not had a good night's sleep yet. That's the thing. I have not slept. I've been on like an adrenaline thing, and yeah, I just have not slept really. So oh no. I'm trying to set a timer, but it's not letting me. There we go. Okay. But yeah, great event. Houston was amazing. The food there is amazing. I ate so much good food, like, every single day. I cannot believe how insane the food is there, bro. We found this like one random restaurant, like hole in the wall, called La Bahia. I think it was LA space BAHIA, and they had this fried rice that I thought from the picture on Google that it was going to be shrimp fried rice. And when I got there and I ordered it, it was actually shrimp, chicken, and pork fried rice. And they did not skimp on the portion sizes or the amount of meat in the rice. Like, there was so many shrimp, so much chicken, and it was like real chicken too. Like, not that BS looking chicken. Like, it was real chicken. And oh, so good. One of the best things I had. Also, this place called the Tiger Den in Chinatown, in Houston. Best ramen I've had in the United States. Like, the spicy ramen from Tiger Den was the absolute best ramen I've ever had in the US, and it was not close. It was so outrageously good. Like, outrageously good. Like, Houston is in my top 3 for food now in this country. Like, ignoring Japan, right? Like, we put Japan off to the side in S tier. Obviously, Japan is like the absolute best. Nothing compares. But in the US, Houston is officially now, after 2 years going to Houston, and every single experience I've had with food in Houston has just been ridiculously good. It is my top 3 in the entire country, and I've been to like almost every state. in like many cities throughout my life. Like, just absolutely crazy. Like, the food is, it does not make sense. Those people know how to cook. I don't even know, like, why is it a part of the culture there that you just like have to know how to cook if you have a restaurant? I don't know, but that's just how it is. Yeah. The only thing I don't like Houston is hot. That's like the one thing. Like, Texas in general is just a hot place. So like in the summertime, obviously that part sucks. Like, I did notice when I got off the plane, you know, I called my Uber and everything, and I was like, oh my God, it's so like hot out here. And yeah, the weather was definitely very hot this past weekend. It's going to be hot the entire summer. I know that Texas has like a month of straight up 100-degree days sometimes. So they're used to it. Like, the Texans are like, yeah, this is just how it is. My friends Sean Vo and Patrick Vo, who I stay with, were telling me that like they've seen snow a couple times in their life. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I live in Philly where we get snow. Like, getting snow is like a normal thing. It's like a, you know, at some point during the year we get snow. So it's just like a common thing. And sometimes you get a lot of snow, right? But yeah, apparently in Texas, it's like very rare to see snow. And they said that when they do get snow, it only lasts for one day. And then the next day it's like literally sunny and not a thing. But yeah, very, like, obviously very hot outside. The venue was very nice. Obviously it did get very warm in there because of the way it was set up with like the glass. The ceiling was like glass. So during the noon hours where it's like 12, 1 and 2, the sun was beaming down, and the TL did everything he could to like help everybody out, which I thought was really nice. He bought everyone like free waters. Like, he just had like a stack of like cases of cold water, and he bought like these industrial sized fans to like help out with the heat because everybody was just hot, obviously. But then it eventually cooled down, and so it was a little bit better. But yeah, you know, Texas is going to Texas. This is a great event nonetheless. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Yeah, so as you guys know, I play Froggo TK, and I've been on this deck for, has it been a year yet? Yeah, it's been a year. I've been playing it for at least a year now. I think it's actually been a little over a year. I've been playing Froggo TK for a little over a year. This was my 4th time topping a major event with the deck, and so the reason why I play it is because, like, I've explained this before, but I'll just say it again. Like, Hero Frogs, I love. It's like my favorite deck in this format ever. It is near and dear to me, but I do feel like I beat the game with Hero Frogs, and so the only logical thing for me to do was to like switch decks at some point, especially once Hero Frogs became so popular that I was like mirror matching in tournaments. And I hate mirror matches. There was a period of time where like I just never ever mirror matched with Hero Frogs, and I enjoyed that period very much because I just do not like mirror matches. Like, I'll play against every other deck, but I do not like playing mirrors. So I was like, well, we already won with this deck. We're going to switch to another frog deck, and I will not have mirror matches because this frog deck is very unpopular for many different reasons. So that has been really good for me because I have only had, I think in my entire time playing the deck, which like I said, it's been a little over a year, I've had like 3 mirror matches ever. And I've won all 3, and I don't think it's necessarily because I'm like better than my opponent, but the mirror match is obviously terrible. But I think all mirror matches in this format are pretty bad, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm very vocal about that. I do not think the mirror matches are good. Like, I just, like, playing this format for so long, you just realize, like, yeah, they're all so volatile. Obviously, some are worse than others, of course. Like, there's degrees, but I think they're all pretty bad. Just mirror matches in general. So yeah, I played the deck, and it is the same main deck that I've been playing forever now. And then the side deck is the only thing that changed. So my side deck is inspired by, like, Alistair's list that plays Threatening Roar, because I play like, you know, 1 Threatening Roar. I didn't go full on 3 Threatening Roars and like Messenger of Peace and stuff like that because I didn't get a chance to test that side deck. I know he's playing like Dark Death Spirit and like Triple Messenger and 2 Caius and stuff. It's just a lot of changes that like I have not tested because I just do not test. I'm at the point where like I do not have the time to do that. I have like so many other things going on. So I just basically like change my decks based on vibes. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I literally was like, okay, going into this event, I want to play at least 1 copy of Threatening Roar just to like, 1, test it, because that is testing for me, like playing in these tournaments. 1, to test it, and 2, to just be like, you know, if people see it, they don't know how many copies I play, right? So they might be really afraid of like playing into a threatening roar when there's only one, or even if they saw the one because they saw me playing earlier and they're like, oh shit, he has threatening roar, you know, they might play me and think that I have 3 copies of it, because that's what the list that Alistair made has. It has like triple threatening roar, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, just like you have to confuse people in this format at this point, because all the decks are like, you know, everyone knows everyone's deck. You know, like if you play against Sizzle, you know what list you're playing against, right? Like it's not going to be a surprise when you get like DDV game 1 or something, right? So you have to do like little things, I feel like, to adjust your list so it is not so predictable. But I did not change my main deck at all. My main deck is exactly the same. I still play Beelzefrog. I do not care how people feel about like Beelzefrog. Some people make it their entire personality that like, oh my god, this person's playing Beelzefrog or Beelsfrog as we call it. The card is totally fine. Like, obviously I almost won the tournament playing the card. The card has won multiple majors already. It's completely fine. But yeah, main deck same, side deck. I took out, what did I do? I took out a breaker for MST. I was like, I'm gonna try MST this event. And I took out, what was it? What was I playing before? I was playing double soul exchange. So I took out a soul exchange for threatening roar, and that was like the side deck change. HT19, what's up, my guy? Agreed. That's also why I like Forks, because not many people play it on mirror matches. Yeah. You know, Dyna is going crazy. I'm surprised this game is lasting as long as it is. What's going on here? Yeah, we have like a lot of people tonight, chat. There are almost 30 people for this local. So, do I think Froggo TK is the best deck? Yes. Yes, I do think it is the best deck. But it is not the best deck by a large margin. I think that the best thing about Edison format is that like every deck, no matter what deck it is, has like counterplay. Every deck has like vulnerabilities and things that it struggles with. Froggo TK is no different than that. And also, if you are not good at the game, you will not do well with this deck consistently or at all. Sometimes, like, it is not a deck for, it's not a pick up and play deck. It is not Black Wings, it is not Value Turbo, it's not Hero Frogs, it's not Frog Monarchs, it's not GBs. It's way more complicated than all of those decks. Just like factually, right? Like a lot of people will try it and it will gatekeep you on its own. Like you will just not do well because there's a lot of decisions to be made and the execution test is brutal. Like it is a brutal execution test and I'm not even perfect at it myself. Obviously I'm one of the best players with the deck, but I think that we're all just still like, I think that like I was asked the question a couple weeks ago, like, what do you think if a computer could be programmed like a chess bot to play Yu-Gi-Oh? What deck would you give it that you think would be the best? And I said Froggo TK. Like if a computer could play Froggo TK, it would be scary because it would be able to quickly do all of the probabilities to optimize like every Maraegri, every Pot of Avarice, everything, right? Like all the substitutes and stuff like that. Everything would just be like hyper optimized based on just a lot of calcs that in game like no human being is really doing or thinking about too much. Like obviously, you know, we think about like, oh, I'm going to go down to this many frogs and I'm going to do this with the pot and stuff like that, but it's just like way too much. And at some point you just have to like play the game. You can't just like sit there and like try to figure out like, oh, like optimally, like what should I be doing there? So but yeah, the deck is very good. I do think it is like the best deck, but I don't think that Edison is not a format where you're going to be like, okay, here's the best deck, and then this deck is always going to win or even take up the most top spots or even dominate every tournament. That's just not what this format is. This format has so much, so many powerful decks that like there's always going to be a rotation of the top like 3 decks, and that's what we've been experiencing for the last several years now. So, you know, this year, like a lot of Bird wins and a lot of Frog wins, and that is just normal. That is just like Edison format. They just kind of keep changing. You had RBT Paris, Froggo TK won. You had the Italian Master League, Frog Monarchs won. Then you have this LDS Houston, Value won. Before that, you had Vegas, Hero Frogs won. You had Raleigh, Hero Frogs won that. You had Retro Reborn San Jose, Nitro Value won that. Retro Reborn Detroit, Value Turbo won that. And so like these decks, like Birds and Frogs, this is like, that is the format, you know, at the top level right now. I don't know if that will change in the future. I don't particularly care if it does or doesn't. Like, I'm going to play the format regardless because I just like the format. Like I said previously, I am not going to complain about Marth and Fox in Melee and then play Melee, right? Like, that just seems ridiculous to me. So, obviously Marth and Fox are going to be like the two best characters in the game. And if you don't like that part, you probably shouldn't play this format. You can definitely play, you know, you can play Luigi, you can play like Peach and all the other characters, and some of them are decent, they have good things about them, but you also have to like have real expectations that your character might just get fodderized by the top of the meta. So, but yeah, all the decks beat each other, you know, and so like to varying degrees. They all like, I've lost to Diva Hero on Frogger TK. I've lost to GBs, as you guys saw. I lost to what else have I lost to before? I mean, I've definitely lost to Blackwings. I've lost to Value before. Like, I've only ever lost once to Machina, which you guys saw. My opponent drew triple Gear Frame and Limiter 2 games in a row, which was really funny to me. I thought that match was actually insane. That match felt fucking demonic. Like, I remember looking at the camera when I realized, like, oh god, he has Limiter again, and I just stared at the camera like, oh, okay, like, this is what we're doing. That shit felt so demonic. That was my first time ever losing a Machina on Frogs. And, like, on any real Frog deck that I've played, aka just Hero Frogs, Dream Frogs, Frog Monarchs, or Frogger TK, first time ever losing a Machina. But I really would say I lost to, like, Limiter Removal, the card, because that card is broken as hell. And I don't know why every machine deck hasn't played it always, but we're here now. Machine decks finally are playing Limiter always. But yeah, it's just a very fun tournament experience. I'm glad that shit happened in round 9 when we were both guaranteed the top. Like, I would be very mad if I flew all the way to Houston, Texas, and like round 1, I got like double Limitered, and that's, you know, that's just like rough, right? But if it's like round 9, you're both X1 and it's top 32, and you're like, I am guaranteed to top this tournament. Like, I'm glad that this is happening now. You know what I mean? What's up, Bad Robot? Am I seeing you this weekend in Florida? What's up, Cam? Cam Neal says Frogger TK best deck. Cam, what were you playing this weekend? I actually need to look at like the deck list and stuff from Top Deck GG. I know there's a way. Oh wait, my events. Wait, what account am I signed into? Okay, let me sign into this account. Yeah, let's see. What? How is it the best deck? Frogger TK has won over 10 majors already. Like, actually. In case you are uninitiated. The deck came out like at the end of 2024 and really started to become honestly, to me, like, I feel like it really began its reign in 2025, at the start of 2025, and then it already has won so many majors. Like, so, like, it's kind of scary how many majors it's won. Like, most recently, it just won RBT Paris, what, 2 weeks ago, chat? Was it like 2 weeks ago? RBT Paris was like 350 people or something. Yeah, the deck has a lot of wins. The deck has a lot of wins. It is not starved. It's not like Gigavice where, like, you know, people will say something. What happened here? It's not like Gigavice. People will say like, oh, like, I think this is the best deck or one of the best decks, and like it just hasn't produced results like that. Frogger TK has produced results, like a lot of them, to where it's in the conversation already of like, yeah, this deck is very clearly absurd. Why? Like, I don't understand how to use this website, I swear. Okay, let me go to my profile. Here we go. LDS Houston day 1. All right, I think I figured it out. Standings? All right, here we go. I have found the standings. All right, that duel's obviously over. Let's go and watch another one. We got, oh, Sasha side decking. Okay, so we got like some deck lists here. that? I was just, oh, Cam. I don't know what Cam, what were you playing? You were playing Blackwing? Okay, I'm going to take a look at your deck. Oh, you lost a Chai in Top Cut. Shout out to Eric Chai. I really want them to like change the layout on this website, but anyway, yeah, pretty standard Blackwing deck. Blackwings are super consistent. Like if you have strong fundamentals and you just want to like top the event and even win the event, honestly, like Blackwings is never going to be the deck that will like let you down per se. Like it's just a good choice always to me. Like I feel like there's not a tournament where it's bad to play Blackwings ever. Just one of the top 5 decks. I think it always will be. Super overpowered cards. Just like so many ridiculous cards in this deck. If we go back to standings, so my list, this is the, you know, the visual of my list, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I played one Threading Roar. This card was really good. Threading Roar was very, very good for me. Do you think 1 year I need to start from scratch, but I've been playing the format in general is enough to bring Frog or TK to a major tournament? I mean, yeah, like everyone learns differently, so yes, like I think a year is a lot. Like I think by, I don't know, I don't even think it takes that long. I don't think it takes half as long. I don't even think it takes 25% as long. Like I think in 3 months you could really just play it in a major if you grind it. I do think you would need to grind it though, but like 3 months of grinding the deck, you should be fine. But that's also me basing it on like how I learn, and I picked up the deck very quickly because I was already playing Frogs before Frog with TK, so I just have like a base knowledge of the game, and just like how to play that deck specifically. So I have my matchups. I posted my matchups to my Discord server today. Let me see, where is that post? I lost so many fucking die rolls, by the way. I think I won 3 die rolls total in the entire event, like, actually, which is crazy. Like, actually crazy. Yeah, so, okay. I'm gonna go over real quick, just like my... Like, this is what I played every round. So, round 1, I played against Twilight. I won 2-1, and I lost a die roll. Round 2, I played against Hero Frogs. I won 2-0. I lost a die roll. Round 3, I played against Blackwings. 2-0. I lost a die roll. Round 4, I played against Value Turbo. I lost this round 1-2. I lost a die roll. Round 5, I won 2-0 versus Blackwings. I won the die roll. So by round 5, I won my first die roll. Which I was like, finally, I won a die roll. And luckily, that match went really, really well for me. Round 6, 2-1, I won versus Value Turbo. I lost the die roll. Round 7, I won 2-0 against Blackwings. I lost the die roll. Round 8, I won 2-1 versus Gladiator Beasts. I won the die roll. This round 8, was wild because I did not know he was playing fucking GBs, and I went first, and I could have dupe blocked him, but I just like summoned Swap Frog or something, or I forget what I did, but like I did not dupe block him, and he happened to be playing GBs. Now he's a player that I know. I've played him many times. He called me his bracket demon as soon as he sat down. We've played in like 3 Ultimate Time Wizard or RBETs or like whatever. We played in 3 events before, 3 majors. Like me and him have played in 3 majors, and I've beaten him every time. And usually when I play him, he's on like Value Turbo, or I think I forget. Like he just plays like I've never played him on GBs. Every time I've played him, he was not on GBs. So I just didn't think that he was going to be on GBs this time, but he keeps fucking showing up as a different person, basically. And yeah, so round 8, I win the die roll. I'm so happy. I'm like, yes, I finally won another die roll. I'm like, at that point, I'm 2 for 6 on die rolls, which is crazy. And I passed my turn with an open field, and he just like secators me. It goes into Heraclinos immediately. Just like what you saw in top 4, but I ended up winning that game. So then round 9, I play against Limiter Removal, and I win the die roll, but I lose the set 1-2. I won game 1, and then I got backdoored by Gearframe Limiter. Top 32, I played against Value Turbo. I won 2-0. I lost the die roll. Top 16, I won 2-1. That's featured on the channel that streamed everything. I won 2-1 versus Value. I lost the die roll there. Top 8, I won 2-1 versus Twilight. I lost the die roll there. And top 4, I lost 0-2. This is the only 2-0 I experienced during the tournament versus GBs. I lost the die roll as well. No, I won the die roll in top 4. That's right. I won the die roll in top 4. I need to change this. I won a die roll and I bricked. And so I will go over, let me see, let me change this. So it's 4 out of 13 die rolls. So what percentage is that? What percentage is 4 out of 13, chat? I played 13 rounds. 13. Like 31%. So 31% of the time I was going second. I got dust shooted a lot. You guys saw some of it on stream, but I got dust shooted a lot. Like, it was kind of annoying, honestly. Like, I feel like I was revealing my hand almost every round because I was going second so much, and they just kept opening dust shoot. But weirdly, like, dust shoot just... I don't know if anyone beat me because of dust shoot. I'm trying to think about, like, did anyone dust shoot me and that was the reason why they won? I think Chris Lee. I played against Chris Lee. Shout out to him. I played against Chris Lee, like, round 6, and... I think he opened dust shoot and like I got destroyed. That was the one game won during Swiss where it was like not close. Like I just got absolutely ruined. I think I won every other game won. Actually, I can just go through my rounds because I document every single round. I document every single round, and as they're happening, like I put them in my Discord server, like my personal Discord server. And so I put, like, you know, who won the die roll, what the matchup was, any interesting things that happened during the set. I just kind of like journal all of it. And yeah, I just have that information just so that I could do things like this. Win or lose, it doesn't matter how the event goes for me. I still document every event. I just like something I've been doing for a couple years now. I like doing it too. I like journaling it. Also, my friends like react to every match when I tell them like what happened. And it's really funny. What's up, Gage? Thank you. Congrats to you two on top 16, is it? Yeah, I take my deck back and reshuffle it all the time. A lot of people, I don't like that a lot of people look at your bottom card when they give you your deck back. They do like this weird thing. I don't have a deck near me. But they do this thing where they like give you your deck, but they like look at the bottom as they pass it to you. And it's very noticeable to me. I don't know if they think they're slick or what, but that shit is like cringe to me. I actually just hate that. And I always like reshuffle my deck and then cut it and then make them simple cut because like obviously, and I said this all the time, if you see someone's bottom card is like Heavy Storm or Mirror Force or Torrential Tribute or anything like that, right? That's going to influence the entire game. That game has no integrity now. So I'm really big on not picking up anyone's deck on its face, which is why when you see me shuffle, you guys see my shuffle a million times now, but you know I keep the deck face down. I do like my riffle shuffle on the table without the deck ever having to be put on its side or anything like that. I don't pass you your deck and like flip it in any fucking weird way. I usually go cut onto your mat and then I push it over next to you, right? So like, that is the thing. I really, really despise people who try to look at the bottom card. I think that shit is cringe. I think you're a savage and a tryhard for doing that. Just play the game. Like, just play the game. It's really not that deep. Like, accept your losses. Trying to manipulate the game by looking at somebody's deck while you shuffle is just so cringe. And it doesn't work on me. Like, I am one of the most anti look at the bottom of the deck people. You will see me in feature matches recutting my deck all the time because people who take a fucking quick little snip at my deck while they're shuffling, I'm like, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. So yeah, I hate that shit. That's why you see me recutting my deck all the time because look at how the person who shuffled before I cut. Just look at their shuffle when that happens, right? Just like rewind any stream where you see me do that and like look at what happened before that. You could tell like, okay, that's why that happens. Anyway, so round 1, I play against Twilight. And you guys know for the last like couple of weeks, I've been shitting on Twilight, bro. So I knew that my chickens were coming home to roost because I have just been going in on the Twilight deck. I even made like, you know, the State of Edison format where I talk with Marcus and Eric about like, we have a segment in that video, that 2-hour video. We have a segment where we talk about Twilight and Lightsworn or whatever. And all 3 of us agree, like, it's just not a deck for the top players, honestly. You know, say what you want about like the deck good or bad, however you feel about it, I don't care. But the best of the best players are not going to play that deck, and there's a reason for that. It just does not let you actually express your skill to the highest level. It's kind of like, I mean, you are like, it is obviously it's casino. It's a good casino deck. It is still one of the top 10 decks in the format, but it is by no means a deck that like allows you to fully express your skill as a player, and therefore that's why none of the like upper echelon players pick that as their choice going into tournaments. So there you have that. But I've been shitting on Twilight, and I've been having really bad experiences in those videos that you guys seen on the channel, like Master Disaster. I've been having some terrible experiences with the deck on the channel leading up to Houston. So round one, I knew my chickens were gonna come home to roost, and I get paired against Twilight, and I lose the die roll, and he opens up Solar Recharge, and he mills a wolf immediately. Then he summons Jane and mills two. He doesn't mill anything crazy, but he does set a back row. And I go like summon Swap Frog, like send Treeborn Frog, bounce, pass, and he attacks me for a bunch, and then like pass his turn, mill some more cards, and then like I go next turn, so I go for like a Substow play, and I Fishborg and all that stuff, and I go summon Brionic, target your back row, discard a card, target your back row with Brionic, because he's had this back row just sitting there since turn one, and it's fucking Threatening Roar. Now, from what I understand, most of the people who are net decking the Twilight deck, like the JKXO Twilight deck, or like whoever made, I don't know who really made that deck, but like whoever made the deck, whatever, that build does not play Threatening Roar. At least not that I know of. I've seen that deck top multiple times. It does not play Threatening Roar. So when I got caught by Threatening Roar, I was like, oh shit, this guy's doing his own thing, which is fine. Like, you should definitely, you know, take a deck, play it, see how you like it, make changes to it. I'm an advocate for that. But he Threatening Roared me game one. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to now go into Stardust, Dupe, Flip-Flop. So I go into Stardust, Dupe, Flip-Flop. And I was thinking to myself, like, he can't JD me, right? Like, he cannot JD me, which is huge. That's like one of the main things. That's like one of the main things is like, you cannot JD me with that field unless you have two of them. But if you summon JD, obviously Stardust negate, and then I can like flip-flop and the rest of your field, even if you have Arcus, because flip-flop does not target for some weird reason. So I am sitting there comfortably, and he draws to like 3 cards in hand, and he goes summon Chaos Sorcerer. Of course, like, of course he has the one fucking card that actually cooks my Stardust Dragon. So I'm on tilt. Game one, round one of the tournament. I'm already like, in my head, I'm already like, oh god, it's happening, isn't it? Like, everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong. And so he banishes my Stardust, and I'm like, yep, JD's most likely coming down to clear my Dupe Flip-Flop. But he just like passes with like the Chaos Sorcerer on the field and the Wolf and the Jane or whatever. And so next turn I like Flip-Flop Frog, and I bounce all of them to his hand. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go for game again. So I Pot of Avarice, I put back Brionic, and he has another back row that he just said. I Pot of Avarice, I put back Brionic, and then I make Brionic again. And I go, activate effect, discard, target your back row. And he goes, Chain Threatening Roar again. At this point, you know that meme of the guy who's like screaming or crying, but in the mask is like smiling? Like the mask in the front is like absolutely like smiling, but then behind it you just see the tears coming down, and like the fucking grit, like he's gritting his teeth, like like that's me. When I got caught by the second Threatening Roar, I was like literally like fuming. Like I was fuming because again, I knew that I had talked so much shit on Twilight leading up to this event, so I was like, dear god, it's gonna happen to me, isn't it? I'm gonna lose round one to Twilight, and it's gonna be like the talk of the town. It's gonna be awful. And so after the second Threatening Roar, I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'll make another Stardust. And then I was like, oh shit, I pick up my extra deck, and I was like, nigga, you don't play more than one Stardust. So I have to like, now I'm really scared because I gave him back the Chaos Sorcerer. He has like all these cards in his hand because I flip-flopped him, and I do not have a second Stardust to protect myself from JD. So if JD comes down, I am just fucked. Like, there's no more like, oh, make Stardust and flip-flop and Duke Frog and all that. There's none of that. Like, if he summons JD now, I just get ruined. So yeah, absolutely awful experience there. And I ended up like barely winning game one with just like I randomly Colossal Army Armed him because he made a mistake. And yeah, that's what it came down to, like game one. And game one was long too. Game one was very, very long. But then game two was quick. So game two, I got cooked pretty quickly. He y'all know how I feel about Soul Release, right? Like I think Soul Release is very mid. However, oh, Black Sanji, thank you for the $10. Good seeing you this weekend. Congrats, old man. Thank you. Congrats to you too on your top, Black Sanji. Yeah, Black Sanji, another person who's from my Discord server, plays in like all the tournaments and has been topping every event this year. He's topped so many events this year, just absolutely killing it. Okay, so game 2, I get Soul Release twice, but hear me out. Here's how it went down. So like, obviously he goes first game 2, and he opens up crazy, like just mill a bunch of cards, and so he like passes his turn to me, and I go to like, you know, substo combo, whatever. He Soul Releases me when I pass, and he drops JD. So he attacks me for 3,000. I draw for turn. I go brain control the JD, pay 1,000, like wipe the field down, and then I attack him, drop him. You know, so now we're both low, like low. We're both low, and I set like a Raigeki break or a threatening or some back row, like some back row that will actually kill JD or whatnot. I set a back row, and on the end phase, I choose on purpose to mill 4 cards because he Soul Released me and got rid of my Fishbrook Blaster. He got rid of like all the other frogs that were in there or whatever. Like, well, not all of them because I didn't mill all my deck, but he got rid of a good amount. So I end phase, and like there was at this point there was like a lot of people watching because I feel like we were like 30 minutes into the round by this point. So people saw this, but like I brain control the JD. Oh, Scotty's wrote that. Thank you for the $20. Thank you. Thank you so much. Another person who plays in our tournaments and just got second place at Retro Reborn Pittsburgh. That was the biggest Retro Reborn tournament. Okay, so I mill 4 on the end phase before giving him back the JD, and I mill Fishborg. Sorry, I hit my mic. Fishborg, Substitute, Swap Frog, and like a Pot of Avarice or something, like a spell card. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I give him back the JD, and I'm like, okay, next turn I have game because I have Salvage in my hand. And I was like, I have game next turn, assuming I don't die here. And this motherfucker goes, pay 1,000, I go chain, you know, Raigeki break, whatever like that. He goes, all right, activate another Soul Release, banish your graveyard again. And I was like, bro, that is fucking wild. And I just scooped instant. Because like my hand is like Pot of Avarice, Salvage. I might have like Foolish Burial or something like that. Like it just doesn't do anything if you banish my graveyard twice like that. So I just lost on the spot. And then game 3, I got to go first. And this game was very fast. It was basically one turn. So this game, I go set Dupe Frog, set Raigeki break, pass. He goes draw, summon Garoth, set a back row, pass. So both of us look like we opened mid. Like I'm setting a Dupe Frog and Raigeki break turn 1, going first. He's summoning Garoth and setting a back row and passing. And so we're both like weak as hell. And he goes past. I go in phase, Raigeki break, discard Dandelion, pop your back row. And his fucking back row is Soul Release. I get 2 tokens, I draw for turn, I flip Dupe Frog, I normal summon Substitute, and I literally kill the shit out of him with double Armory Arm Colossal Fighter into his Garoth. He like dies horribly. So that was round 1. I basically game 3 just like I had some opening hand, like now that you know what happened, my opening hand was like Dupe Frog, Raigeki break, Substitute. I think I had like Heavy Storm. I had like a Pot of Avarice and like a Foolish Burial. And oh, also while I was killing him, I also baited his DD Crow from his hand. And like I played Pot of Avarice and I made it seem like I really wanted the cards from Pot of Avarice. But I already had a Fishborg in my hand. And so I like played Pot after doing sub combo. And like he obviously crowed me because like he's like, oh well, you know, he didn't see Fishborg at the time, and he's like, you know, the coast is clear, you're probably trying to draw Fishborg, and so he crowed me, and then I special summon Swap Frog to scar Fishborg from hand and killed him. All right, that's round 1. That was against Twilight. So I was really happy that 1, I didn't lose round 1 because that is always like not good. And then 2, I was just happy that I didn't lose the Twilight because I, again, have been talking so much shit on that deck. And I was like, I just know that deck is going to try to get its revenge on me this weekend, and I'm not here for it. And so I slapped its fucking hand down. And I was like, you cannot get your revenge today. Like, Twilight will have me when it earns me. So round 2, I play against Hero Frogs. And this guy makes the cardinal sin So game one, he wins the die roll. He opens up Prodigy, Substitute, and he goes into a subblock. So if you don't know what a subblock is Substitute plus Dupe Frog. He goes into a subblock and he passes. Now, if you don't know about the Frog Mirror match, I'll educate you a little bit here. You do not leave a Substitute face up on the field in the mirror match. Here's the thing though, it's game one and he doesn't know what I'm playing. So I don't know, like I don't assume that anyone knows me. I don't assume that anybody watches the channel. I don't assume that anybody knows like my my reputation for being a frog. Like I basically mono play frogs. I have played other decks, I've topped with other decks, but I pretty much mono play frogs. So when you play against me, you know I'm on some kind of frog deck. What frog deck may be up for debate, but like you know that I'm on frogs if you play against me at this point. Like it's been years and it's kind of just like frogs, right? So he goes sublock. And the punishment for sublock is like two things can go wrong. There's like brain control and there's econ. People are playing econ again, so that's definitely like a real thing that can happen. And then there's brain control. Brain control is the ultimate punish though. Brain control is like the dear God, everything that can go wrong. Brain control is like the worst thing you could experience. I think that if I don't know what my opponent's playing, it's probably just optimal to go into a full dupe block, especially if you're on hero frogs. Like you don't really need to subblock in that deck anyway a lot of the time. Also because like GBs are more popular than they've ever been. I just think it's a little bit safer to just go into a dupe block blind. But he went to a subblock and I opened up brain control and I killed the shit out of him immediately. Like my first turn, I brain controlled his Subtoad. I didn't even have sub access. My hand was like Foolish Burial, like Pot of Avarice, Maria Greed, Fishborg Blaster, Dupe Frog, brain control. And I was like, oh yeah, I did kiss from a rose. I put his Dupe Frog in attack mode. And then I summoned Black Rose, banished Dandelion, put Dupe Frog in attack mode because I Foolish Dandelion away to start my turn off. Brain control his Substo, Foolish Dandelion, get 2 tokens, tribute, Pot of Avarice, special summon Swap Frog, discard Fishborg Blaster, make Black Rose Dragon, put your Dupe Frog in attack mode, make Goyo Guardian, make Gaia Knight, make another guy. Everybody attack the Dupe Frog in attack mode. It has 0 attack. It cannot die in battle because I have Substitute on the field. You die. So that was game one. Hold on, I need to set a timer real quick and then I'll continue. Okay, round 2 is up. So let's see who is undefeated. And then, oh, somebody's name is Giannis. That's kind of cool. I'm actually going to go out for a second and come back in. Let's see. Oh, Johnson Boss. One of my faves. Okay. So I'm going to read some of the chat too here. Let's just catch up. Black Sanji says, so you the devil. Scotty is also the newest member of the Edison Club. I love the Edison Club. One of my faves. Does Scotty know? Scotty doesn't know. If he had Honest, wouldn't he win? No, he would die. There are 2 armory arms on his Garroth, right? So just do the math. Like, when I attack him with Colossal Fighter, he takes 5,600 immediately. And I take 3,850. So who's taking more damage there in that scenario, right? Like Honest makes his 3,850 Garroth just deal 3,850 to me directly. So he just loses because he takes 5,600. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I got DDV'd all the time. I got DDV'd on stream. Like literally I got DDV'd in top 16. That it did not matter. I got DDV'd all the time. Like I got DDV'd a lot. And a lot of the time when I got DDV'd, I would just show my hand and it would be like, salvage and shit like that. Cause I can kind of tell, I'm not dumb. Like I can tell when you have DDV. It's usually pretty obvious. And so I just play differently to circumvent it. Anyway, so round 2, did a lot of people not hold their virus for their salvage add back? Well, that's the thing. I purposely will force it out of you before, like I will force out your DDV. You will not get to like wait for salvage. Like that's not like the games don't really play out like that where you can just like not use DDV. Like I will pressure you to use DDV without having to use salvage. Like salvage is a card that you really don't have to play in a lot of hands. Like you can just not play the card. And for example, if you have a Blackwing synchro out like Armwing, and I blatantly either summon Swap Frog, bounce extra normal summon Flip Flop Frog, and like set Flip Flop Frog in your face, or if I just set a monster, and you realize like, you know, this deck does play Flip Flop Frog, you are very inclined to, instead of attacking the face down monster, you're very inclined to DDV, because otherwise you attack into it and in damage step I bounce your synchro and now you cannot DDV me at all. Things like that. That's just like one small example of like things that happen in matches. But yeah, anyway, so round 2, Hero Frogs. Game 2 is honestly also a nothing sandwich. Like, let me see what I wrote down, but it was a 2-0 and it was the fastest match I had the entire tournament. Like, it wasn't, there was nothing to it. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention, he did go first and he opened Aoi, and yeah, so I got Aoi'd this round. Oh, game 2, it says I flip flop, dupe block, Death Frog, attacked every turn until he died. Okay, so I think game 2, after the way he died game 1, I think he was like trying to play around it or something. And so I just like dupe, flip flop, Death Frog, and I started attacking him. So it's like, if you're not going to put a monster on the field, that's fine. I will just make you play the game eventually, or you will just die. And he just chose death, basically. He just died. Okay, so that was game 2. That was 2-0. Round 3, I play against Blackwings. I lose the die roll again, and he opens up Whirlwind, Shura, set 2 back row. I go heavy. He goes Solemn. I summon Toad, get swapped, send Treeborn, bounce pass. He summons Vayu, so he has Whirlwind, Shura, Vayu now, and back row. 2 back rows. No, one back row, because he's the one of them was Solemn, which he used the Solemn. So he summons Vayu. He attacks with both, so he attacks with Vayu, attacks with Shura. I drop Gores. So now I have Gores, I have 1800 token, and he has Whirlwind, a back row, and it says next turn, I basically kill him with Brain Control since he's so low. So like next turn I go draw, bring back Treeborn Frog. He's like, that's fine. I go activate Brain Control, target your guy. I'm baiting Icarus attack. I just want to see if he has Icarus attack. He doesn't Icarus attack me, and then I just kill him. Even if he had Icarus attack though, he was still going to lose because my hand just was too strong to lose to an Icarus attack. I also had 4 monsters on the field after Brain Control. I had Gores token, Treeborn, and his monster. So like it was just too much advantage, and he's also at 4,000, so killing him is a cakewalk. Actually, if I remember correctly, like he died because I just attacked him with Gores and the token and like other stuff. Like it wasn't even anything crazy. Like I didn't do any like spam the board with synchros and nothing like that. He just like fucking died. Okay, game 2, I signed into Dream Frogs and he opened up a Shura set 2. I went set dupe pass. My hand was really good, but I wanted to play it very patient, because I knew that I could win the game. I played against GBs twice. I beat GBs in Swiss and I lost to GBs in Top 4. I knew that I could win the game if I just like play it patiently. So I set Dupe Frog, I pass. My hand is Raigeki Break, Brain Control, Caius, Salvage, and Breaker. So I just set Dupe Frog pass against his Shura in the back row. He swings with Shura, I flip Dupe. He uses Kalut. He gets Vayu, he swings direct. I search Treeborn Frog because I am skeptical if he has DDV, and instead of searching Swap Frog, which is like normally what you would do, I search out a Treeborn Frog. And because I have Raigeki Break in hand also, it just makes it that much easier to do this play. Then he goes main phase 2, tribute the Vayu for Sirocco. So at this point I'm like, oh, he might have DDV. So my hand is like, you know, I still have the Brain, the Caius, the Salvage, and like all that shit. So I go draw, activate Brain Control, target Sirocco. And he gives me the Sirocco. I go pump, you know, activate Sirocco effect, pump, attack over Shura. It goes through, and he goes, so that goes through, and then I go main phase 2. Main phase 2, summon Substitute, activate effect, tribute your Sirocco for cost. And he goes flip oppression, which is exactly what I wanted to happen, because now he can't Blizzard me. He can't Dark Arm me, and I have like Caius in my hand. So you know, it was very like easy at that point. Once I got him to flip the oppression, which is like what I was hoping would happen, like I got to get rid of his whole field. I brain controlled his Sirocco, I pumped, I attacked over Shura, summoned stuff to tributed his Sirocco. Now he has no monsters on the field, and he goes activate oppression. So now like he's lost Sirocco and Shura, and I've lost brain control and substitute, and he can never dark arm or blizzard me. So after that, he goes draw for turn, summon Kalut, attack for 14. I take it. And I also set the Raigeki break before I pass my turn. And he goes attack with Kalut, pass. I go in phase, Raigeki break, target the back row that you set turn 1 with the short. So he like turn 1, he went summon Shura or whatever, set 2 back row. One of them turned out to be oppression. The other one, I Raigeki breaked it, and it was pulling the rug. Now I want to note here, on the turn that he attacked me with Kalut, he set another back row. So there's a new back row that he just set, and there's an old back row that was next to oppression. When he ended his turn, I Raigeki break and discarded Treeborn and targeted the old back row. Because the old back row is the one that he actually really wanted to have down turn 1, where there's urgency, right? Like you're scared of what my deck can do. You're going to set your most real cards on the first turn. So Raigeki breaked his old back row, and it was pulling the rug. I go draw, bring back Treeborn Frog, tribute for Caius to Kalut, attack. The new back row ends up being deprisoned. This is a great turn for me. This is like super fucking ideal. Like the game is virtually over now. So yeah, I Caius him, he takes 1,000, I attack, he deprisons. So now he has just an oppression face up, and that is it. I pass my turn, he goes draw, and I think he summons another Kalut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he summons another Kalut, and I can tell that he has Blizzard in his hand. Like I know that this motherfucker has Blizzard, bro. Like I know he has Blizzard, but he has this goddamn oppression that he flipped and is now cooking him. So like, he attacks with Kalut. I take another 14. He passes. I go draw tribute for Caius again. And like he visibly looks upset. I attack for, so I do 3,400 damage to him, and then he just loses the game from there. Like he never comes back. I like eventually salvage and like have another trap card or whatever like that. He just like gets grinded out. It doesn't last very long after that. But basically I baited out his oppression, and then he couldn't blizzard me. He lost with a blizzard in his hand. After the game, he like revealed his hand or whatever, and it was like, yeah. I think he had Dark Arm too or something like that. I think he ended up drawing in a Dark Arm or something like that. If it wasn't him, it was another guy, because it's like I remember someone else also was saying like how they lost with Dad or Blizzard in their hand or something along that, like Chaos Whisper or some shit. And I was like, oh, unfortunate. All right, round 4. Round 4 is the first round that I lost. This round is very interesting. So I play against Value. I lose the die roll again. And it's a very weird game. He sets up monster and sets a back row and passes. And I draw, and like my hand is also pretty awkward. So I'm assuming that his face down monster is Raikou, like I typically assume when people set a monster turn 1. It's like the most obvious thing that it could possibly be in this format. Value's the most popular deck. So I'm like, all right, it's probably a Raikou. And I don't do anything to like play into it because I'm afraid of it. And then like turns pass, I go like summon Swap Frog, send Treeborn, because he's not flipping or anything. So I'm like, okay, my hand is like good enough where I can like attack into it. So I attack into it, and it's Necrogardner. So I pass my turn. He goes draw, summon Plague Splitter Zombie, Synchro, and make Cataster, and he attacks me. And my head is, I'm thinking he has DDV. I'm like, oh, he has DDV. And then he sets a second back row behind the Cataster, which I was like, oh, that's probably, if he has DDV, I was like, that card he just set is probably the DDV. He already had a back row that he has not used yet. That's just been behind the right, like the Necrogardner. So he set, like turn 1, he set Gardner and like some back row. And then he summons Cataster on the following turn, and he sets another back row. And so I'm thinking like, oh God, there's definitely a DDV back there. And so I'm looking at my hand, and I'm like, how can I like play around this? I have Toad in my hand too. So I go draw phase, standby, bring back Treeborn Frog. He's like, that's fine. I'm like, enter main phase, anything. And he's like, nope, that's fine. Now, again, I am still thinking like DDV. So I go summon Toad effect, and like nothing happens. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go into like a sub block or a dupe block. I forget which one, but I go into like one of those things. And like on the next turn, he tributes the Cataster for Caius. It's a sub block. He tributes with the Cataster for Caius, and he like banishes my guy, and then like attacks. And I'm like, man, he's really holding on this fucking DDV. Like he is not flipping this. Like he's really waiting to do it. Essentially, this game ends up playing out where I thought that he had DDV, obviously, because of the way the game shook out and the way he was playing. It looked so obvious. He ended up not having DDV at all, and I spent like pretty much the entire game one playing around it, to the point where like if I had played like he just did not have DDV, if I just said fuck it and went for it, he just most likely would have lost, just because of the way like after everything got revealed throughout the course of the game, I saw like all the cards that he had. Like he even summoned the Darken at one point. I was like, there's no shot. Like he went Catastor into Chaos Sorcerer, I'm sorry, Catastor into Caius, into Darkened, and none of like DDV never ever got flipped at any point. And at the end of the game, I realized that he never had it, so that was really frustrating. Game 2, I Dream Frog him to hell. I'm gonna say that a lot because a lot of the rounds went like that, where like he just gets caught in the vortex of Dream Frog nonsense. Like it's not really anything special. It's just like, you know, resolve multiple pots, multiple salvages, like thin my deck out. My deck is like literally just monarchs, +1 spell cards, and trap cards. That is like what my deck is. So good luck, have fun. You guys have seen how this deck plays a lot on stream and stuff like that. Game 3, we're grinding, and honestly, like I am definitely in the lead and in control. And we get to a pivotal moment where like I have like dupe on the field, and he's like, can I sack? So let me say what happened earlier. He DDVs me game 3, and it doesn't really hit much. I'll reveal salvage in my hand, and I choose to add back double substitute with salvage. He has one back row next to the, so he has one face down back row, and I have a read that it's oppression. So I have a lot of choices what I can get back. I can get back swap frog, I can get back 2 substitutes, I can get back a swap and a sub or whatever. I have a lot of choice. I can get back a dupe frog, I think was it one of the choices I could get back as well. I chose to get back double substitute with salvage, and because he still has this one back row after he DDV'd me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back double substitute because I think he has oppression and I want to check for it by using one of the toads. So I summon Toad and I activate effect, tribute Treeburn Frog, and he flips oppression. So I was right. So oppression's face up, I'm under DDV. He draws, sets a new back row. I draw for turn, and I reveal MST. And he's like, what the fuck? I was like, what do you want me to do? There was a crowd of people watching at this point too. So I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, you cut this to the top of my deck. Like, yeah, I drew MST off of the DDV while you just flip depression. You don't have a second substitute. So I go summon substitute, effect, tribute the Treeburn Frog. I'm like, are you paying? And he's like, obviously I have to pay. And I was like, yep. And I obviously have to activate this MST that I just drew. So MST, the oppression, I go through my deck, and I end on like, this is where I end on like, you know, dupe block or whatever. Dupe block, sub block, one of them. I don't remember exactly which one. Long story short, he's down bad. And he has this one back row that is just like chilling there. And he, at some point he goes like, can I sack? Is what he says. And he draws a card for turn, and he goes, activate Lightning Vortex, discard Sirocco from hand, special summon Dark Arm, activate Vayu and activate Vayu effect, summon Armwing, flip his last card. These are all his cards. Flip his last card is Burial, summon Armwing back, and kill you in one turn like that. Also, is my chat broken? I feel like the chat is like not working. Hold on, let me refresh. I was actually sitting next to you in round 4. Kind of wanted to say hi, but didn't want to be annoying, fanboy, and distract you. Congrats on top 4. Thank you. I mean, obviously, if I'm playing the game, like, you know, I'm going to be focused on the game. But if it's after the game, I don't mind if you know, say hi to me or whatever. A lot of people have, and it's fine. During the game, though, you know, I'm completely dedicated to like paying attention to the game. Okay. So I ended up losing round 4 to top deck, Lightning Vortex, into Dark Arm Dragon, into Vayu Effect, into Burial for game, and he used every single card. Like, literally every single card got used, and I died. Yeah, he said, can I sack? I also know him too, by the way. Like, we met last year at YCS Houston. He's a friend of Sean and Patrick Vo, who I stayed with both times I've been to Houston. Yeah, you guys were so quiet that I was literally like wondering if anybody was still there. That's so fucking funny. You guys were just literally quiet. I love this chat. Okay, so round 4 I lose. I take my first L. I'm 3-1. I talk to Eric. I think Eric Sizzle comes up to me at some point, or he's around the area, and so we're talking. At this point I think he's still undefeated. I'm talking about my loss, whatever, like, you know, typical Yu-Gi-Oh shit. And then round 5 goes up, and let me get my notes again. Round 5 I play against Black Wings. There's also a break before round 5. There's like a lunch break, I think. I looked so locked in because I didn't know that there was going to be a lunch break. So the way it worked was Top Deck GG was like your pairings, you're sitting at table, like, after I lost, it was like you're sitting at like table, I don't know, 50 something. I'm just gonna make up a number. You're sitting at like table 50 something, round 5. And so like I go to the table and I'm sitting there, and I noticed that no one else in a room seems frantic to get to their table. I got my mat out, I pulled out my deck box, I pulled out my calculator case, I've done my calculator setup, I'm shuffling my deck, I'm looking at my side deck, I'm making sure I decided. I'm like going through my main deck, I'm counting all my cards, like, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm shuffling, I'm doing my shuffle, and like no one is really moving around me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I noticed that someone walks past and they're like, are you not getting anything to eat? And I was like, no, the round is up. And he's like, there's lunch break. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, they said we start the next round at like 1:50 or 2:50, I forget what time, but we start the next round at like something 50 or some shit, like 40, I don't know, sometime we start. And so I'm sitting there, I look crazy, by the way, chat. If somebody got a picture of me sitting there, I look crazy. I'm like the only player in the entire room out of 500 people. I'm the only guy who's sitting down with his deck out. I have my calculator case out, I got my deck box, I got my mat rolled out. I am at the table by myself for like literally 10 minutes straight. And I'm just like, why is no one trying to play? So I was like so locked in. Anyway, so okay, eventually a lot of time passes, like a half hour passes, and the lunch break is over. My opponent shows up. He was one of the most pleasant people I played against. I won the die roll. This is my first time winning the die roll after 4 rounds. So I'm 1-4 on die rolls now. I finally won a die roll. He's playing Black Wings. So I wrote here in my notes, I won the die roll finally, and game 1 was nothing. OTK slop. Like, if I remember correctly, he opened up, I think he opened up like set 2 back row pass. I didn't kill him immediately or anything like that, but I just remember like it got to a point very quickly where I was doing too much, and then like he just lost that game. Game 2, I'm playing, you know, I'm dream frogged out. He gets me to 200. He makes so we're doing draw pass. He's not doing anything, I'm not doing anything, but I do have like I have like a dupe, a flip-flop. I might have a dupe flip-flop. I think I have dupe flip-flop. And like I am attacking him every turn with like swap frog. And he's just like draw and passing. And I know where this is going. He's going to try to kill me. But he's very low on resources, but he does have 3 darks engrave. So I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna lose the fucking dark arm, right? So the game ends up getting to a point where he goes, summon dark arm, which I knew was coming. And I'm defenseless. I have nothing. Like I do not have defensive cards. I have a lot of other cards, the great cards, Caius's and shit like that. I have fantastic cards. I do not have a way to deal with Dark Arm. Dark Arm is coming down, and that's just what it is. He summons Dark Arm, and I am at 4,400. I'm at 4,400, and then he pops my field, so I have no monsters, no back row, an open field, and I'm like, all right, like just show me any Black Wing for game, basically. And he goes, summon Kalut. And I can tell that there's like a bit of disappointment in his face, because like he took a long time to summon the Kalut. Like he summons Dark Arm, he like pops everything, and I'm like, all right, like he's just gonna show me like a monster basically, and like we go next. I don't have Gores either. I'm like, we're gonna go next. And then like reluctantly I could tell he summons the Kalut. And I look at the life points and I'm like, I'm at 44, and I confirm him. I'm like, I'm at 44, right? And he's like, yeah. So he's like, attack. I'm like, I take it. So I'm at 200. I'm at 200. I'm like, so you're telling me there's a chance. He passes. And basically, oh, he has 2 back row too. And I go draw for turn, bring back Treeborn. In my head, I'm like, I'm still cooked. Like, I'm like, there's no way I'm winning. Even though I'm at 200, I get 1 more turn. I'm like, there's no way I'm winning this game. There's no way I'm winning this game. I'm at 200. I go bring back Treeborn Tribute for Caius, target Dark Arm. He has 2 back row, chat. I'm like, target back row. All right, target Dark Arm. He has a Kalute, a Dark Arm, 2 back row. He banishes the Dark Arm and takes 1,000. So I'm like, oh, really? Like, that just walked. So then I was like, and I say this out loud to him. I go, I think for like 30 seconds, and I go, there's no way I attack here. Pass. Like, I say that out loud. Oh, he topped Caius, we're done. Okay. I was like, there's no way I attack here. I say this out loud to him. So he has a Kalute and 2 back row, and like my Caius went through, so I was like, pass. He goes draw, and he just like passes his turn. I go draw, bring back Treeborn, and I go attack with the Caius, and he goes D-Prison. And I go main phase 2, tribute for Caius the Kalute. And it goes through again, of course, because it went through the first time, and you know, why would it go through this time? He goes draw, and he like sets another back. He sets a back row, and I go draw for turn, attack, like bring back. I don't even think I bring back Treeborn because I was afraid of getting. Yeah, I don't bring back Treeborn. I have to consciously not bring back Treeborn because I'm at 200 life points. So I just go draw, attack with Caius, and he goes Book of Moon it, and I was like, oh, okay. That's better than I expected. Like, sure, I died a Bora or Blizzard if he has it, but I also had a trap card at this point, so I finally drew like a trap card. I think it's Threatening Roar too, of all things. I'm pretty sure it was like Threatening Roar. Anyway, he goes draw for turn, and he sets another back row, and I go draw, and like I go to flip the Caius, and I think he bottomless trap pulls me or something like that, and I win from there. Like I just grind him out from that point, and then we have a long conversation because he said I mainly play Modern, but I've been liking Edison. He was like, I actually was going to play that deck. He was like, I was going to play the Froggo TK deck, but I think he said like he didn't test enough on it or something like that. So we were talking, and I was explaining to him how I feel about Froggo TK, how I feel about Blackwings, how I feel about the format stuff. Like we just had like banter after the match, and we talked for a while because the match wasn't really that long. So we talked for like a really good amount. It was like me, him, and someone else talking together. I think it might have been Scott Page that round. I forget who was next to us, but it was like 3 people. We were talking, and so I was talking to my opponent. He just sat there for a while. We had a great conversation. I forgot to report the match. A judge walks up. He's like, are you at this table? And I was like, yes. And he's like, did you report? I was like, oh shit, I forgot. So I report the match. And then I see the judge walk to another group of people who are playing, and they're still there in time or whatever. Okay, so that's round 5. Let me go to my notes real quick. I'm also going to read some of the chat real quick. So you didn't eat, just sat there waiting for them to come back. I do not eat during tournaments. So one of the weird things about like my anxiety is that the morning of any Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, my stomach is just like in a bad way. Like it's just not good. Like I just have like, I don't know, butterflies or something. I do not eat during major events ever. Like that's just how I've been since I was a kid. I just can't, like it just, I don't know. It does not work for me. I don't eat breakfast naturally as a person. Like I typically do not like wake up and eat breakfast just in my everyday life. Not even just, yeah, I just don't eat breakfast naturally. So, and Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, they typically start really early, and my stomach is always like messed up from the anxiety of it all. So I do not eat during those rounds. Like I just don't eat during tournaments. That's the thing. However, Fridays before tournaments, I do typically eat. Like whatever city I travel to, I typically find really good food the night before, so that way, like, you know, I'm not like starved during the tournament. I definitely have enough calories in me. Like I get ice cream the night before. I get fucking like, you know, maybe I get like I go to a steakhouse or something, just something nice. Like we went to some really upscale Vietnamese restaurant called La Colombia, I think, or something like that. La Colonial. I think it was called like La Colonial. There was a Philippe Patek and Audemars Piguet watch place in this plaza with this restaurant. And if you don't know what those are like 2 luxury watch companies that make like $1 million watches, $100,000 watches. Like, anyway, I ate really good on Friday. So I didn't eat during the tournament. I never eat during tournaments unless obviously if I get scraped during the tournament, then I will eat. Cause like, you know, doesn't matter now. But yeah, I just don't eat. I've been like this for a while. I just drink water and I'm fine. And I've been doing this since I was literally 20 years old, and probably actually younger than 20 years old, but I've been doing it. I can recall, you know, at 20 years old, I was like not eating at tournaments when I'm playing in them actively. Okay, so yeah, I did not eat. I spent some time picking up Wiglets and Wig Trios after Frazier picked up his plushie. Finally, in Pittsburgh, my guy got signed. I was wondering if he would remember that he got it. Oh yeah, I definitely remember the that plushie's unhinged. Like full stop. That plushie is unhinged. Okay, are they still playing? I want to see if Mr. Z, or was that what I was just watching? Fuck. I think that was who I was just watching. So I just need to report. All right, and then we're going to round 3. All right. Yep, there we go. Perfect. I love this. The tournament is running so smooth. All right, I'm going to set a timer. All right, 50-minute timer has started. Let me put that on screen. All right, who do we want to watch this round? Black Sanji's undefeated. Patrick Starr's undefeated. I want to watch Patrick Starr this round. Patrick is usually playing a deck that I like, aka Jinzo OTK. The Jinzo OTK deck, we did a Master and Disaster with it. The one that like dominated Italy. There was like 2 of the same list in top 8. That deck is broken. That deck is actually going to be a problem. Like once people realize, and I think tomorrow when my video comes out, like people will start to slowly realize, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But like that deck is a problem. Anyway, Kai's home wreck dad took him away and ran. Yeah, Kai's definitely did banish the fuck out of Dark Arm. Ryan I says I'm on the don't eat meta as well now. I kept losing the round immediately after the break, and I won this time. Yeah, I think that when I eat, I've tried obviously at some point in my life where I would eat during the event, and for whatever reason I definitely play worse if I eat during the event and then try to play the round after. Maybe it's the itis, I don't know, but I just don't typically do well if I try to eat something and then play my next round. So I just don't do that. Also because like I don't have an appetite, like genuinely. I just drink water. My appetite is suppressed. Like Yu-Gi-Oh suppresses my appetite. I don't know why. It's just always been this way. Okay. Let me go to my notes. Since now I have some free time since they're playing at the start of a round, so this is perfect. Okay, round 6. I win 2-1 versus Value Turbo. I play against Chris Lee. So Chris Lee, we've been friends on Facebook for years. Love this guy. He posts all the good things. If you know, you know. Chris Lee's awesome. I see him at events. He won Orlando's Sunday single elimination Ultimate Time Wizard thing that they had. I think one of the first, that was like one of the first ones they ever did. It was Anaheim was the first one with the Cybersteins. He won Stratos, like a giant Stratos. I remember that. So I've known Chris Lee for a while. Good player. He plays like, you know, he plays everything. He plays birds. He plays Twilight, I believe, or Lightsworn at one of the events. But yeah, I played against Chris Lee. I already knew that he was going to be like a problem. Like I knew it. I was like, this is going to be a match that's probably harder than all the other. Even the match that I lost against Value round 4, I knew that this round 6 against him was going to be like probably one of the harder matches. And I wasn't wrong. I got fucking destroyed. So I lose the die roll, typical. So now I'm 1-5 in die rolls round 6. I lose the die roll. Chris opens up like set pass. And I get DDV turn 2. And the DDV just reveals that like he can kill me, and he has one of those value hands that kills you. So I just get fucking bodied game 1. Like it's not a game. It is such a you might as well say he was playing value OTK. Like that's what it kind of felt like. I was like, I can't tell who's the OTK deck in this situation. Or, you know, like it felt like he was playing the same deck as me. He DDVs me, sees my hand, and then like proceeds to kill me. So we go into the side deck, and I'm like, God damn it, that's not good. I'm like, all right, well, you know, snap back there, you know, snap back into it. You can still win the next 2 games. So we lock in. Game 2, we're grinding, and genuinely, it is like a very tight game where I do not feel confident that I'm going to win this game. I actually feel very nervous and very scared that I'm about to lose 2-0. Contextually, when he showed up a little late to the round. Like, everyone was seated at our table. We're at the top tables. I think we were at table like 18 or something, or 20, one of those. We're at the top tables, like the long top table. And he shows up kind of like late, like everyone is seated except him. So he shows up, he like sits down, he's like, oh shit, like I played you. I was like, yep. I don't think I played him before. And he was like jittery, like noticeably jittery. And he had talked about how he just had a shot of Coke, like the drink. He's like, I had a shot of Coke, and I'd like he needed a caffeine boost, I guess, or something. But I think he was training because he showed up with his binder in hand. He showed up with like a binder in his hand, and he put the binder down, pulled out his deck, you know, got ready. But he was like very jittery and like kind of talking a little quickly, and just like I could tell that he seemed like the caffeine had run its course. Okay, it seemed like the caffeine. I've seen this man interact before. I featured him on the Retro Reborn Maryland. I chose him for a feature match. He's the guy who played against Michael DeSantis and set like 5 back row after he saw that his opponent didn't have heavy with dust shoot, and then his opponent drew into heavy and didn't play it. All right, don't be disrespectful. I'm gonna have to block you from the channel, my guy. All right. All right, so he's very jittery. He went to game 1, and game 2, like, he makes some misplays. One of them being, I have Treeborn and I have flip-flop, and he knows it's flip-flop. Like, it's a blatant flip-flop frog. He has Greffer and Silverwind the Ascendant. Greffer and Silverwind the Ascendant are on the field. And he goes, attack face down. He's like, what's the defense? I think he asked me what the defense is, whatever. He goes, attack face down. And he attacks. So I have a Treeborn on the field, mind you, and he attacks the flip-flop frog first. And as he attacks it, he like returns his Silverwind to the extra deck. So I like flip the flip-flop frog, and I'm thinking, and he's like, oh fuck, you can put back 2, right? And I was like, yes, I can bounce both if I want to. So I'm thinking about like, do I want to bounce the Greffer as well? Because like the option is there. So I'm like, I don't see why not. So I was like, yeah, sure, bounce the Greffer. So that was like one of the misplays. And then like we keep playing, and like more things that like I know he knows better than to do, he like does. I will say this. If you weren't here for the beginning of this, like the venue was hot. The TO did everything he could to like help with the heat, but like factually there were rounds where it was pretty hot. It's Texas. It is what it is. We had free water. We had the fans blowing, but it was still hot. So everybody at some point in the tournament had to experience some heat. And I do think that made it a little harder to play perfectly. I can speak for myself. I know for sure I made a misplay because of like just, I've never played outside of RBT New York. That was like probably the most hot I've ever been. So it happens. Heat definitely can affect like your mental stability, your mental like, was the word I'm looking for, stamina. So he's not playing his best, and I notice it. And I even say to him, mid-match, I literally say to him, slow down, just breathe. I was like, just breathe. And he's like freaking out a little bit, like not like freaking out, but like he's mad that he misplayed. And he even says like, I need to lock in. Like he sits forward and everything. He does the gamer thing. Like he sits forward in his chair and everything. Like he's like, I need to like lock in. Like I'm fucking up. I'm basically throwing right now. And like I said, the game was very close. So like he could very well win the game if he plays tight. Like, you know, it's going to come down to like draws and stuff like that. But the game was so close that I did not feel confident that it was going to be like, oh, I win this game. So I win game 2. I like win game 2. Let me see if I wrote anything down. Yep, lose the die roll, lose the DDD, turn 2, get fucking destroyed. Okay. Oh, here was the other thing. He opened up dust shoot all 3 games. So game 1 I got dust shooted and DDV'd. Game 2 I got dust shooted, even though I went first. And then game 3, he goes first and he opens up dust shoot again. But this time, my hand game 3 is Torrential, Raigeki Break, and 4 really good cards. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember, because the reason why I remember this because they were so pivotal in slowing him the fuck down. So open up Torrential and Raigeki Break. And I think turn 1 he opened up like Greffer Pitch. And yes, so I think he pitched Plague Spreader and sent like Vayu to the grave. Pass, trap dust shoot you. He sees my hand, I go draw. Well, I draw, he sees my hand, and then I like set a back row and pass. And he goes, he's like saying out loud, like, if it's Raigeki Break, I do this. If it's torrential, I do that. So he starts like playing his turn and he goes like, I don't know, like summon Armageddonite or some shit. And then he activates Armwing and I torrential him. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not really sure like why he did that, but like he did that. So I just torrential him. And I'm like, where is this going? Like, am I about to get fucked on? Like some kind of weird, like what has happened? Like what is about to happen here? And like, I just like slowly grind him out of the game. Like by the time the game is over, like when it is ending, I am so far ahead in every conceivable way that like I am no longer in a position where I could ever lose this game. Like we are far past the point where I could never lose. It just got to that dream frog point where like you feel helpless. And he, you know, he was like, yeah, I definitely did not play the best that round. And we talked about it. I was like, you gotta like, you know, just breathe, like woosah, breathe, like you can lock in, whatever. Okay. So round 7, I play against GYBU. He is playing Black Wings and he opens up like I think it was like Summon Shura, maybe it was Whirlwind Shura, and he set 3 back row and I like heavy stormed him and none of them were chainable. Like I just heavy stormed him and then I like OD'd on him. Basically 1 game 1 with just like heavy storm, just 1 game 1. Now I understand why he set all those back row. I'm playing Frog with Decay. He knows I'm playing Frog with Decay. So it's one of those things like I am going to lose this game. If like holding a D prison in my hand is not going to be the reason why I fucking win against Frog with Decay, right? It's like you got a D prison, you got a bottomless, whatever. He's just like, I'm setting it all. And if like you have heavy, I accept that like you have heavy kind of thing. I do have the heavy. He ends up losing all those back row and I just like win the game. I make like a crazy synchro board and just like win the game. Game 2 is literally the same thing except it plays out slightly different. He opens up really strong, like Whirlwind and all the good things, and like he has like a bunch of back row again. And I think on my turn I like sent Treeborn to grave. Like I swap Frog, sent Treeborn to grave. That's like pretty much all I did. And he goes draw. He attacks me for a good amount of damage. He passes back to me, and I'm looking at my hand, and my hand is like, it's good. It's not play against 4 back row Blackwing good. After I remember what he did. He went like, so I think actually I set a monster, and he goes like Sirocco Bora Pump 36, and it was my monster was a Treeborn Frog. He's like Sirocco Bora Pump 36. Like my hand was like not great. Like it was good if I got to play or whatever, but it was not good for back row. Anyway, he pumps, deals 3,600 damage to me. I take a shit ton, and then he passes. So I bring back Treeborn Frog, and well, before I draw for turn, let me say this. I look at my hand, I'm like, I have a Caius, but there's no fucking way that Caius is going to walk against those back row. Like I was like, I'm going to lose. Like it's okay. We're going to game 3. Like in my head, I'd basically given up. Like my hand is I'm just going to lose. I draw for turn, and it's Heavy Storm, and I was like, oh, so you're telling me there's a chance. So I shuffle my hand, and I'm thinking to myself like, wow, am I about to get like Starlight Road? Am I about to get Solemn? Because I'm like, even Solemn is probably good enough here. I was like, well, fuck it. I don't believe in holding this card. I go activate Heavy Storm main phase 1. He goes Chain Icarus attack. Pop Treeborn, pop Heavy Storm, and all the other back row leave the field. And then I just, oh, it was disgusting. I go 1 for 1, discard Swap Frog, get Substitute, Tribute Substitute, effect, send the second Treeborn to grave, Tribute for Caius, banish a guy, attack a guy, and like the game just falls apart from there. Like it just absolutely falls apart. So I win round 7 2-0 against Blackwings, and it was basically just Heavy Storm twice. Like honestly, that's what the entire, like all I remember from that match is that my opponent had a Burger King hat on, like he had the Burger King crown thing on, and it was GYBU, and then I drew Heavy Storm twice, and I won because he had 3 back row game 1 and 4 back row game 2. All right, so that was round 7. Round 8, I won 2-1 versus GBs. So here's the round. I kind of gave a spoiler for this round already, but I'll just kind of recap what I said earlier. I win the die roll, and I open up Summon Swap Pass, but I do, like, if I wanted to, I could dupe block my opponent turn 1. But I'm like, okay, I am going to like set up for a really good turn 2 and conserve my resources and pass to him. Usually he's playing Blackwing or Vayu. Like GYBU, I'm not GYBU. This guy that I'm playing, typically I've played him, he's typically on birds. So in my head, I'm like, I'm assuming he's still on birds because like bird players typically play birds for, you know, they birds for life, like, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, it's probably birds or whatever like that. Like, I've been playing so many fucking birds anyway. Like, that's just the deck that, you know, that's the deck you play the most. You're just going to play against birds the most. So I go first. I summon Swap Frog, Sentry Born, Bounce Pass. He goes summon a GB, summon Test Tiger, go into Secutor attack. Summon 2 guys. He goes banish a Treeborn Frog with Radiari, make her a Klinos, set a back row pass. I go draw, special summon Swap Frog, discard Fishbook Blaster. Bounce Swap Frog, normal summon Substitute, discard a Dandelion, get 2 tokens, special summon Fishbook Blaster. I go anything, he goes no. I go activate Substitute effect, tribute a token. I go anything, he goes no. I go on my deck, I get Death Frog, I go anything, he goes no. I go Synchro, make Brionic, he goes priority, I go no, he goes activate Bottomless. And then I win. So Frog OTK, I forget who asked me in the State of Edison video. I don't know if it was Marcus or if it was Sizzle. One of those two asked me, like, do you think GB is favorite versus Frog OTK? And I said yes. I do think GB is favorite versus Frog OTK, but I don't think it's by much. And the GB players agree with me. Like, if you ask Chase or Johnson Boss or whoever, they will tell you it is not one of those matchups that is like, it's not Dream Frogs. It's not like that, because it really is volatile as fuck. Like, it is the most volatile match. It's probably the most volatile matchup in the entire format. Like, those 2 decks playing against each other, because you can just both blow each other out in so many different ways. The reason why I think it's GB favorite is because GB has to work less to do their blowout against Frog OTK. But like, even when I've beat Chase, I've told the story a million times. I beat Chase at YCS Orlando. He was on GBs. He did the same thing. He Hurricaneos me as early as possible and lost that game because I made like a Brio. And then I played, like, I bounced his Herc, and then I played Pot, and I got all these cards, and I started doing like Salvage and Murray, and then played it over. Like, I just did the most. So round 8, game 1 against GBs, he Hercs me turn 1, and I win that game because I have the hand that does like. And you guys in top 4, this exact same situation happens. I get Herced immediately, and the reason why I didn't scoop is because it's the same thing. I can actually win this game. But in top 4, Jeremy had Book of Moon when I did that. If you go back and watch the stream, I do the like special summon Swap Frog thing, normal summon Toad, discard Dandelion, get 2 tokens, and Jeremy's like chain to the effect of Dandelion, Book of Moon on the Substitute, which killed me. If his back row is a Battle Trap, or a Trap Stun, or a Starlight Road, or a Bluff like Cold Wave like it was game 2, if his back row is Bottomless Trap Hole, or anything like that, he loses the game. Like, you just lose the game right there. So it's not impossible. Also, like, if the Frog OTK deck goes first, obviously you can open up hands that just go Stardust, especially if you know they're playing GBs. Like, if you know they're playing GBs, you just make Stardust Dragon immediately. You could do like Stardust, dupe, flip flop, stuff like that. So I win game 1 against the GB player who I've played multiple times in majors. We've played each other a lot. He called me his bracket demon when he sat down. He was like, I gotta get my lick back. He literally said that to me. Actually, his name is Red from New York. All my opponents, you can look up all my opponents because it's on Top Deck GG. This is all like public information, right? You can see who I played every single round. This guy's name, I think his first name was Alan. I don't remember though. Maybe that was my round 9 opponent. Somebody was named Alan. Anyway, he said in New York, I'm known as Red. And surprise, he was redheaded. He was red-haired. We played, like I said, we played multiple times, and I've beaten him every time. And so he was like, you're my bracket demon. I got to get my lick back. He did not get his lick back. Game 2, he wins game 2. Cooks me game 2. Aaron, thank you, Ben the baby. The baby. Aaron. Okay, Alan was the guy I think I played round 9. The Machina player, the limiter removal player. So game 2, he wins. He like cooks me. Game 3, we're like playing back and forth, and it's a very grindy game. And there is like the heat is getting to both of us for sure. I misplayed egregiously by thinking steps ahead and not remembering the steps. And it was like, I have dupe. Flip-flop him. Yeah, I do have flip-flop. Dupe, flip-flop, Death Frog on the field. He goes, summon Laquari, set 2 back row. And I go, and I'm looking at my hand, and I have brain control, I have salvage, I have a bunch of frogs in the grave. I've access to every frog in the grave, so salvage can do anything. So I have a full dupe block, a flip-flop set, and a Death Frog on the field. So I have 4 monsters on the field. My hand is like brain control, salvage, and like some other cards. And in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to special swap frog. I'm going to play salvage, get swap frog, get a water monster, special swap frog, activate effect, send dupe frog on the field to grave, add back unifrog, bounce swap frog, extra normal summon unifrog, and I'm going to attack him with unifrog to bait out a response, and then I'm going to attack with Death Frog to kill the Laquari that he put in attack mode, because he has 2 back rows and a Laquari, and I can obviously tell that it's like, you know, it's like a desperate play, because like the situation is dire. I have fucking dupe block, flip flop, Death Frog, and like, you know, the situation is dire. So he's like, summon Laquari, set 2 back row. This is what I said in my head, chat. What I did was like way worse. I go activate brain control, and I take his Laquari, and I look at my hand, because I had intended to like take his Laquari and like tribute it for a Death Frog, but I forgot to first put the swap frog on the field to clear space, and also to get a Death Frog to my hand and all this other stuff. Like it was going to be like salvage, add back unifrog, add back swap frog, special swap, send a dupe frog on the field, add Death Frog to my hand, play brain control, all this other shit. Like I was going to do all this. I had all these plans. I brain control his Laquari, and I look at my hand, and my hand is like salvage that I have. My hand is like swap frog or whatever. There's no tribute monster in my hand. There's no Death Frog in my hand. There's actually no way to convert this Laquari. Like, and he's not dead. He's taking damage, but he's not dead. So like if Death Frog attacks and if Laquari attacks, he just takes like whatever that damage is, and that's it. So I look at my hand, I'm like, oh god, I fucked this up so bad. So I'm really mad at myself, and I'm wiping my forehead. I'm like, ugh. And like me and him are both just like, we're moist. We're like blatantly, we are both moist. So I'm like wiping my forehead, and I'm like frustrated with myself, and I go, all right, well, enter battle phase, attack with Laquari, he takes it, attack with Death Frog, he takes it. I'm like, all right, go. I give him back the Laquari, and I forget like if he goes set Bestiari or like does a Bestiari play. I feel like he did. I don't really remember fully, because this is where things start to get blurry. So this is round 8, by the way. Things start getting very blurry here. All I remember is that we go into time. This round we go into time, and the judge comes over, and he's like, all right, like whose turn is it? I'm like, it's my turn. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 or whatever, or like however it went. I think Tom was called on his turn, because I remember I went, okay, here's where things get like really weird. He sets a back row. Time is called, and I in-phase Regeki break his back row. I discard Dandelion, I pop his back row. The judge, at the same time that I'm doing this, sits down and starts talking to me. He goes, whose turn is it? And I'm like, it's his turn, it's in-phase, whatever, 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. I don't put the tokens on the field, because I got distracted by the judge. I draw for turn, and someone on the side is like, Dandelion has to give you tokens. And I was like, oh, yes. So I grabbed the tokens from my extra deck, and I put the tokens on the field. And I'm like, all right, shuffle my hand. And the judge is like, what happened? I was like, mandatory effect Dandelion had to resolve. So I Regeki bricked on in-phase, I discarded Dandelion to the graveyard, and I'm getting the tokens. I was like, I just drew for turn, nothing has changed, like whatever. And then Red, my opponent, is like, yeah, he's like, yeah, just continue. So I'm like, I'm shuffling my hand, then the judge is like, did you read Dandelion? And I was like, what? He's like, did you read Dandelion? I was like, no. He's like, read Dandelion. I was like, no. Like, Dandelion's a mandatory effect. Like, it has to activate. Like, what are we doing? And he's like, well, I need you to declare all your effects. Which might be the single most ridiculous thing a judge has ever said to me. Because, if you think about it, if I declare all of my effects, chat, that means when I go activate Substitute effect, I go activate Substitute, summon Treeborn Frog, priority, Substitute effect, tribute Treeborn Frog, go in my deck, find a frog, put the frog on the field, activate Substitute effect, tribute Treeborn Frog again, go in my deck, summon another frog, call priority, activate Substitute effect priority, go in my deck, get a frog, summon frog, activate Substitute effect. So like, I am confused about what he's saying to me, because he's like, you need to declare all your effects. You need to say everything you're doing out loud. And I'm like, and my opponent's like, well, I know how Substitute works. Like we've been dueling for 40 minutes already, right? We're in time. Like he's doing his Substitute play. Like, what are we doing here? And I'm like resolving pot averages and shit, because I have like I think I have like multiple pots. I actually do have multiple pots. So the suggestion by the judge, whether he realized it or not, made no sense whatsoever, because you're basically saying that like every round that I play, I should be like Substitute declaring the effect every time, which would be egregious slow play. Like honestly, if I did that, cringe, right? Like that would just be super cringe. And so I was genuinely confused, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like doing the Substitute play, and I'm like putting the frogs in graveyard, because at first I'm like, I don't even understand what he means by this, but like I'm putting the frogs in the graveyard, and he's like, what just happened? I'm like, I'm using Substitute. And there are people watching. Like I'm pretty sure like Ben DeBebe, if you're still in the chat, I'm pretty sure you were like right there. My opponent was there, he can like corroborate this, but like he's basically trying to get me to like declare all of my effects, and I'm like, this is insane to me. Like I don't understand why you would want me to. We're in time. I don't understand why you would ever want a frog deck with Substitute in the field to declare all of its effects. Like that's just insane. It's insanity. So I'm going through my plays. I go activate pot averages. I target these 5. I choose 5. Red's like, I have nothing. So he's like, just do whatever you got to do. So I show 5. I shuffle them. I give them to him. Yeah, Ben, you were there for this, right? Like you remember, you were sitting like right there when this happened, right? We're like shuffling for pot averages. I draw 2 cards. I either have a second pot or I drew a second pot. So I go add the 2 cards to my hand. I go Substitute effect. I attribute it, and I start doing the thing again. I go pot again. And I draw like Raigeki Break and something else or whatever, and like I do my play. And at this point, it's very clear to like me and my opponent that I'm going to win this game. I have so many cards. I also now have traps, and I have like multiple traps. I'm pretty sure I have like Threatening Roar plus Raigeki Break, and like I pass to him, and he tries to do like a summon GB, activate Test Tiger play, and it just doesn't work because I have Raigeki Break, and I just like win like it. So that was round 8. So I win against GBs. Nothing particularly like crazy or anything like that. It was, well, besides the end the match procedure thing got weird, but besides that, it was just like get Heraclinos, win that game, lose game 2 because he like cooked me with he added back Bestiari, he contacted on me, he just like did a lot. And then game 3 was like grindy, like we actually grinded out pretty well game 3, and then I just had like I got to the point where I started resolving too many draw cards, and it just was like, yeah, he can't win. Round 9, I'll play against Limiter Removal deck. I think you guys remember how that went, but if you need a refresher, game 1, I don't know what my opponent's playing, but I know that they chose us for a feature match, and I know that whenever I get chosen for a feature match, it's either A, the person I'm playing is somebody known, so they just want to see 2 people who are known play, or B, my opponent's playing something interesting. I've been playing this game for a long time. I've been chosen for feature matches a lot, and I know those are the only 2 criteria that I get chosen for a feature match is my opponent's on something interesting and they want to see me play against it, or it's like me versus somebody that everybody knows. So I'm like, well, I don't know this guy. He's very shy, very quiet seeming. Like I don't know him, but he's not talkative at all. He actually doesn't say anything during the whole match. I don't think he says a single thing during the entire match. It's like verbally. I don't recall him saying anything. But he did like play an interesting deck, and I didn't know what it was. Game 1, he's like summons a gadget, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. He summons a gadget, and like I'm already, I think I like open up sub or swap Sentryborn, whatever, like nothing crazy. I need to figure out who the hell Dreidel. Hold on, chat. Before I recap this, let me just it's Dreidel and I don't know if these two people are playing Dreidel and Shy Boyle. So I'm just trying to, what is their records actually? Okay, 1-1 and yeah, they're 1-1. All right. One second. All right, I gotta use this command. Oh, okay. Their names are blatantly. Oh, here they are. All right. Oh, interesting match. We got Gorgonov on the field. Okay, so round 9. Basically he's playing gadgets, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a matchup. First of all, every time I've ever played a real frog deck in a tournament, I've never once lost a Machina of any kind. It's not happened. Whether I'm on Hero Frogs, Dream Frogs, Frog Monarchs, Frog OTK, I've never lost a Machina. It is one of the most free matchups for frogs ever if you know how to play frogs. I'm probably 99-1 against Machina, like actually in this format, like in tournament. Obviously, like hyperbole, but you get the point. The only way that Machina can actually beat frogs is A, the frog player sucks, or B, you have to sack the frog player. And by sack them, I mean like early game, limit removal, or just like an incredible amount of damage output to end the game as fast as possible. And if you don't do that, you will lose every single time. You will get grinded out of your cards, you will never get in, and you will just lose. Like that is just what will happen. If the frog player is competent, it's just impossible. It is like one of the worst matchups in the game. It's literally, I wouldn't say it's as far as like 80-20, because like the 80-20 is reserved for like GBs versus Dream Frogs, but I do think it's close. Like might be 70-30 or something like that. It's very, very bad. Again, this is me speaking as somebody who is really good with frogs, and because frogs are a difficult deck, a lot of people are not good with frogs, so they be out here losing to Machina regularly. Not my experience at all. Game 1, I win. There's nothing special to game 1 except that I noticed that I had a hard time drawing like Substitute against this guy, and if you remember on stream, I go special summon swap frog, like send a guy to the grave, special summon swap frog again, send another guy to the grave, then activate Pot of Avarice because I was desperate. I Pot of Avarice and then I kill him. I army arm Colossal his fortress. So that happened on stream. That was game 1. Pretty standard like Machina experience. When they don't kill you, they just kind of lose the frogs. Game 2, I can fucking feel. So okay, game 2 open up Gores and like other goodies. I think I have like Soul Exchange, Caius, whatever. And if you guys remember, my opponent goes like Gadget, then he goes Gear Frame, then he goes Fortress, like sequentially throughout the duel. And when he starts attacking, my intent at first was obviously to drop Gores on the Fortress because I want a big token, and I'll take the 1400 from Green Gadget, the 1800 from Gear Frame, and the 2500 from Fortress just to get the Gores on the field and the 2500 token, and then I can like stabilize from there. And yes, you put yourself very low, but like I'm pretty confident that once I get to play the game, I'll be fine. I've done this many times. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take all damage. And then my opponent's body language changes when he starts attacking. And you can see this on stream. You can see this on camera. Like he goes attack with Green Gadget, and I take it. And then when he goes attack with the next guy, like Orange Gadget, Gear Frame, he goes attack with Gear Frame, and you can see me doing my life points on my calculator, like off to the side. You can see me like doing my life. Oh, let me set a timer. Is anyone playing? Here we go. Spore versus Sasha. That seems like a good match. I'm watching that. Where was I? Oh, body language. Body language is such a cool aspect of the game, like the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like body language is a big part of it. It's one of the reasons why I prefer in real life to dueling book. One of the many reasons that I prefer in real life dueling to dueling book. Body language is one of the reasons. So he attacks with the first gadget, then he attacks with gear frame. And when I'm doing the life points, this is where he does say something to me. I'm doing the life points and I'm trying to see what I'm at. And he's like, you take it? And like my ears, like the hair on the back of my neck stands up. And I look over at him and he's like gesturing forward with a card. And he's like, you take it? What are you at? And I was just like, hold on. I'm going to drop Gores on the 18 because the jig is up. Like, mom ain't raised no slouch. I know where this is going. I'm not dumb. I've been around the block before. I'm from around the way. Okay, I know how this goes. So his body language was screaming at me that he had limit removal. So I'm like, oh, fuck. I need to drop Gores here. So I dropped Gores on the second attack, which if you think about it, if I was going to drop Gores on the second attack, I might as well drop Gores on the gadget attack, right? Because Fortress can't beat Gores in defense mode anyway. So I don't need to take 1800 damage for no reason. But because my intention when he entered battle phase wasn't to drop Gores on the two small guys, it was to drop Gores on the Fortress until he switched his body language, I was perfectly fine with just taking the damage and then dropping Gores and getting a 2500 token. Because of what he asked me, because of the way he was moving, because of the way he was holding his hand, I was like, oh god, he's about to OTK me with limiter. So I dropped Gores. So if you're watching the stream, you're like, oh, okay, like I survived that. And I'm very scared now. I'm frazzled. Like I'm blatantly, like I said, the hair on the back of my neck is like standing up. And I have this like very big fear now. I was like, oh god, he's going to try to kill me. Like he's trying to kill me. He's trying to murder me. I was like, this is what I get. I fucking Colossal Armory on him game 1. I deserve everything that happens to me. Like this is just, this is my sin, right? This is my karma for all the people, all the bodies I've left behind me throughout. This is the last round of Swiss. Me and him are both X1. I checked the standings before the round and I was in 13th place. So like it's top 32. I don't think I'm going to fall from 13th to 33rd, right? So I know that like going into this round, I'm pretty much guaranteed that I top no matter what happens. So that takes some of the pressure off of it. Is this frozen? Like what the hell was that? Bro, it was frozen. What the fuck? Yes, you do have to be a current member of the Patreon to receive cash prizing, but you can always play the tournament. My tournaments, you can always play in the tournaments. You just can't win the cash prizing aspect of the tournament unless you actually are like basically contributing to the prize pool by having a Patreon subscription actively. That is like how my server works. So once you're in the server, all my tournaments, you can play in every single one of them, like no matter what. You can always play. But if you win prizing and you are not an active member, your prizing gets passed down. That is like the way we do it. Okay. So I get limit removal to game 2 eventually. Eventually he finds the kill. And I'm noticing that I cannot find Substitute to dupe block him or like, you know, stabilize. I'm just fighting out here. I'm just fighting for my fucking life, chat. And he eventually gets in game 2 and I get limiter and I get killed. And I'm like, okay, sure. We both killed each other. You know, game 1, I got him. Game 2, he got me. We're going into game 3. And I'm like, all right, deck, come on. Like, can we draw better? Can we just like not draw like that? Game 3, my hand is just straight up bad. It is Regeki Break, Treeborn Frog, which you see immediately. I said Regeki Break pass. It's Regeki Break, Treeborn Frog. I have no frogs in my hand besides Treeborn. Regeki Break, Treeborn Frog, Pot, Salvage, I think Soul Exchange, Foolish Burial or something like that. Like it was very, I think it was Foolish. My hand was like just not good. And I saw Regeki Break got passed, and he goes summon gear frame number 1. I'm like, yep. He searches out Fortress, he special summons Fortress. I was like, oh, damn. Like, he just said, fuck it. So he summons Fortress, he goes attack with Fortress specifically, immediately. Attack highest to lowest. So in my head, I'm like, no. Like, no, not again. Like, my heart starts pounding. I'm like, bro, like what, why is this happening? Like, he summon gear frame, search fortress, special summon fortress, attack with fortress. So I'm thinking, oh God, he drew limiter again. Like, why did I cut limiter and gear frame to his hand again, right? 2 games in a row. So I Raigeki break the fortress because I have a gut feeling that this guy has limiter again. So he attacks for 18, I drop to 62, I take it. I draw for turn, I bring back Treeborn Frog, I tribute for Caius. He bottomlesses it. I target the gear frame. He bottomlesses the Caius. This is all streamed, you can watch it or whatever. He banishes the Caius, and like my hand is still very mid. Like I need Substitute, bro. And this is the 2nd game in a row where I have not seen Substitute. Like just cannot find the goddamn card that I play. Not only do I play 4 copies of it with 1-for-1, but I also play Swap Frogs with salvages, which I do have a salvage in my hand, which like will get me Substitute. Anyway, I draw for turn and like I just don't find Toad. I think I found a 2nd Raigeki break. So I set a 2nd Raigeki break and I like pass. And he goes, summon gear frame number 2. Search out Machina Force. Special summon Machina Force. Or special summon Machina Fortress by discarding Machina Force. Attack, attack. So I'm like, take it. And I still think he has limiter. So I take the 2,500. I drop low. He passes or whatever. And like, I draw for turn. My hand is still awful. He attacks me. Or no, I'm sorry. He draws for turn. He summons gear frame number 3. So at this point, I realized that my fingers are cursed. I've clearly decided to give my opponent his best hand he's drawn the entire tournament, which is triple gear frame limiter. I have to Raigeki break to survive. It's terrible. I need to draw like something very good, very specific on my following turn. I do not draw something very good or very specific. I draw ass. I think I draw a swap frog or something bad. Like I just don't draw anything good. And so this is now 2 games in a row where like my opponent has drawn a bunch of gear frames and limiter, and I lose the back. I get backdoor 2-0 creamed. So that was round 9, and we're all talking about it. I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, I just got fucking limiter twice. I'm like, that match was so cursed. I was like, that shit felt demonic to me. Like genuinely, that it just felt like in a joking way, obviously, but I was like, that just felt demonic. Like everything about that, like getting limiter twice is an experience, chat. If you've never experienced it, it is a high unlike many others. Getting limiter twice in a row like that is not for the faint of heart. It feels very, very like, it just feels ridiculous. Now I know the pain that I've inflicted on people throughout the tournament. Okay, so I lose that round, standings go up, and I topped. And everyone's, you know, walking up to me, congratulations. I'm trying to find the standings. I find the standings. I see I got 22nd, and I'm scrolling the list of people who topped, and all I see are killers. All I see are killers, bro. I mean, Mark Garcia, Marcus Hayden, Sasha Egger, Brandon Crank, Murray or Murray. I don't know how to say his. I say his Murray, but it might be Murray. I don't know. He's in there. Dirk Wagner, Lex, who I've known for a long time from Cali. Like Lex is in there. Let me look at the list of. Let me look at the standings, because like I remember looking at the top 32, bro, and just being like, Eric Chai is in there, Gade Nimnim's in there, Koopa's in there, HT19's in there, Oscar Zalaya's in there, Rick Novak is in there, like it just Cam Neal's in there apparently. I'm just scrolling the list and all I see is just like the who's who of Edison format, right? Like everybody who's everybody is in this top cut. This is the most stacked top cut I've ever seen for Edison. This is the most stacked tournament of all time for Edison. This is the biggest tournament of all time for Edison. And this top 32 is absolutely wild. Like the amount of people, and also there's killers in this top cut that I do not know, but they are killers no less, regardless of me knowing them or not. Like there's so many of the top of Edison. There's so many of the top of Edison players in this top cut. And like, I'm like, damn, like everybody topped, bro. Like, I'm literally saying to myself, I'm like, yo, everybody, because I talked to Marcus Hayden. I think Marcus lost like round 1 or 2 or something. He lost really early. So I was talking to him throughout the tournament, and he was, you know, obviously not happy about the lose, like he lost early. And then I talked to HT19. The round I sat next to HT19 at one of the rounds that he lost, and he lost because he misplayed. And he was telling me how he misplayed, and he was really, really, really down on himself. And I was trying to cheer him up actively, and it was not working. And I was like, bro, you can do this. Like, you got this. You only got to win the next 5 rounds or whatever it was. I think it was either round 5. So I was like, you only got to win the next 4 rounds. You could do this. You've done it many times. Like, you're a good player. And we were talking about the Froggo TK deck because he was also playing Froggo TK. We were talking about his side deck. I said, obviously don't tell me everything right now, but like when the tournament's over, let's talk about like your side deck, stuff like that. Because we were talking about like all types of stuff. But I was cheering him up earlier in the tournament, and because he had dropped the X2. So at this point, it's like, it's going to come down to tiebreakers, which is not, you know, you don't want it to come down to tiebreakers, because if you lose kind of early, you know that it's really scary. He actually lost to Lex. Lex is the Twilight player I played in top 8. Lex Wingate, is that his name? Let me see where his name is. Where's Lex at? Well, Lex Wingate. He lost to Lex Wingate. I played Lex Wingate in top 8, which we'll get to in a second. But and so he lost him in Swiss, and he lost because he misplayed. And I heard him say out loud while I was dueling my opponent, I lost because I messed up one thing. So I was really curious about what happened, but I couldn't focus too much on that because I was dueling. Anyway, seeing him in the top, seeing Marcus in the top, after knowing that they lost earlier in the tournament, I was like, yo, the cream really rises to the top, right? Like the you know, it just felt really good to just see like so many talented players do well at this event. And so I'm like, holy shit, like this top cut is stacked. I wonder who I got to play. And then Ryan Knight walks up to me, and Ryan Knight's like, you have to play against my buddy. I forget exactly what he said, but it was like, you got to play against my friend, basically. And I was like, oh, I don't know who this person is. The name just said like Austin or something. I don't know. I don't know if that was his name, but let me, I can just find out. Let me just check. Top 32, Austin Allen. So top 32 is like, okay, you gotta play, like Ryan Knight tells me you gotta play against my friend. I'm like, oh, okay, like, and then I just kind of like keep looking at my phone. I'm texting my Discord server. I'm telling them that I topped. You know, they're wishing me good luck and all, you know, all the stuff that your friends do for you when you do well at an event. I'm really happy at this point, but the job is not finished. So I lock in for top 32. We have to take a picture. We take a group photo, and then I give the mat back. And then I'm like, are we getting deck checked? Because I'm like ready to give my deck away. They're like, you're not getting deck checked yet. So we just kind of like chill, and I'm talking, I'm yapping to someone. I'm like yapping good too. I'm in one of my good yap sessions, like genuinely. And then somebody's like, Fraser, the top cut is starting like in the front of the room, and I'm pretty far away from it. Like, I'm still where we took the picture, and where the top cut is being played at is like across the room. So I like rush over, and I see like a lot of the players from the top cut are like sitting down. So I walk up, and I'm like a little nervous because I'm like, did I miss anything? Like, am I late? But I noticed that there's a table that doesn't have a single person at it. And so I'm like, Judge, where am I at? And he's like, check the app. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I don't know why my brain is still not used to Top Deck GG yet. Give it time. It will happen eventually. I will get used to it. I'm still not quite used to Top Deck GG. It's a brilliant app. It's so good. He's like, check the app. It'll tell you like where you're sitting. So I check the app, and I'm like, oh, okay, I sit here. So I sit down. My opponent is still not there. And I'm like, huh. I wonder where he is, because everyone else has their opponent. Everyone's, you know, there's banter, there's talking. And then my opponent shows up, sits down. I'm trying to see if I recognize him. I don't really recognize him. I also don't know what he's playing. I have no idea what he's playing. And I've been playing so many rounds blind at this point. Like, I just didn't really study who was at the top tables throughout the tournament. I didn't really like note like, oh, this person's playing this, or like I didn't write down like, this guy's on Hero Frogs, this guy's on Blackwing, this guy's on Vayu, whatever. I didn't do that. I just like went into every round blind, which is why I got caught by GBs round 8, because I could have dupe blocked him turn 1. I just didn't know he was on GBs. So if I knew he was on GBs, I would have played the turn 1 differently. Anyway, my top 32 opponent is Austin, and he wins the die roll, and he opens up Dust Shoot. Let me see what I wrote down. He wins the die roll, he opens up Dust Shoot, he sees my hand. My hand has a live Moray Greed in it. He puts back Substitute. I remember now. He puts back Substitute. Let me just go to my notes real quick. Top 32. Okay, game one he went first. Of course, I put in parentheses. Game one he went first. He opened up Dust Shoot. This is my, I swear on everything, I don't know if I've ever been Dust Shooted and went second this many times in my life in any tournament. I went second and got Dust Shooted way too much. I'm not going to put a number on it. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but it was a lot. Like, genuinely, it was a lot. He goes first. He opens up Dust Shoot. He puts back my Toad, but I have Moray Greed, so I instantly use Moray. So, like, I literally grabbed the Toad. I put it back in my deck, and then I dropped the Moray Greed out of my hand, and I grabbed the 2 water monsters in my hand. I leave my hand face up so you can see everything. I put the 2 water monsters back in my deck, and I shuffled the Substitute and the 2 other water monsters. I shuffle all these things into the deck. I give him the deck to shuffle and to cut. He shuffles it. He cuts it. This is wild. I draw Substitute, Substitute, Substitute. I draw a triple Substitute off Moray Greed. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really need 3 of them. Like, thank you, deck, for like making Trap Dust Shoot trash, but I don't need 3 of them, bro. Like, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So I draw a triple Substitute and I go summon Substitute, and he visibly is like, yep. Like, he's not like mad. He doesn't look mad. He just looks like, you know, that's Yu-Gi-Oh kind of thing. Like, oh, of course, like, you read your Substitute. And I was like, listen, man, you shuffle my deck, you cut my deck. This is the hand that I got. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, yeah, you gave me these cards. I didn't tell him that I drew three of them. So he has no idea that I fucking have like 3 of them. So I go summon 1, tribute it, get Swap Frog, Sentryborn, attack directly. By the way, the rest of my hand that he saw was like Pot of Avarice and like, I don't know, Salvage or some shit. So my hand is outrageous. I still don't know what he's playing, by the way. So I go Swap Frog, attack, bounce pass, no back road or nothing, just like bounce pass. Or did I have I might have had Reckless Greed, actually. I think I had Reckless Greed, so sorry. I think my hand is like Pot of Avarice, Reckless Greed. And then I draw the triple Substitute off of Moray. I go Swap Frog, attack, set Reckless go. He draws, and then I think it gets revealed at this point that he's playing value. He does like something value, like an Armageddon Knight or something. I forget. I don't remember. He passes back to me. I draw. I think I like Reckless. Yeah, I think I have Reckless Greed because I already have the Toads and I have like Pot. So I have everything I need basically to like get the party started. You know what I mean? So I Reckless. I bring back Treeburn. And then I summon a second Toad, and like I just start doing the absolute unmitigated most. Like, just the bee's knees, you know, it's AI slop, like the worst of the worst. Like the devil inside. So yeah, he just loses, right? Like there's nothing he loses that game. Game 2, all I wrote was I dream frogged him to hell. I wrote this about a lot of the games that I played because that is genuinely what happened. There was nothing to it. Like game 2, you know what it was? Game 2, I'll tell you what happened. Game 2, I remember now. Game 2, he opens up like Greffer pitch, and he gets like arm wing, and I survive that initial onslaught. And he also allured a value away. So in the first couple turns, he goes through all 3 value by one of them gets banished for a lure and the other 2 get used to summon synchros, and I survive. And I survive with like I'm not even like that low. Like I'm at like, let's say 3,400 or something like that. Like I'm not where like if you poke me I'll die. Like I'm pretty healthy overall for all 3 value being used in a way. I am not as low as you might think, right? I have enough life to play around with. And he's not doing anything after I get through the 3 value. Like he's not doing anything. I'm noticing like I've been drawing and like I'm poking at him. I'm gaining more advantage over time. I tried to resolve a pot, he crowed it, and then at some point I draw another pot, and then that one goes through. I like salvage, I got the flip flop set up, and I got the death frogs, and I'm attacking him. I'm just doing the most. Like I'm being annoying. I'm kaiasing. I'm doing all the annoying things. He's having a hard time, and he makes a last stand play with like Brionic. He makes like a Brionic play, and he like basically uses all his cards, and I threatening roar, and then I kaias him, and I win. And that was top 32. It was 2-0. We talked about game one, like his, you know, his hand. He was like, "Oh, my hand game one." I was like, "Yeah, you did open dust shoot, but you know, the rest of your hand, I don't really know what it was because the game didn't last very long. Amare agreed and killed you basically on the following turn." And then game two, he did open well with Allure into Greffer pitch, and then like went through values, and then just like got gassed and lost. Yeah, I will be in Florida this weekend commentating the Retro Reborn in Fort Myers on this channel. Game, okay, so that's top 32. Top 16 was streamed. You guys probably watched top... Okay, the only thing I'm going to say about top 16 is this. Game one was so wild. I do not remember game one I actually don't remember the set. Like at this point, my brain is mush. At this point of the tournament, my brain is like not real anymore. I am a figment of my former self. Like I am no longer me. I gotta check something real quick. How many, what's the standings looking like? Trying to see how many XOs and XOs we have. 1, 2, 3 XO X's and O's, they haunt me. I want to make this 4 rounds though. And then I'm just going to do, because there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's multiple people who are going to be XO potentially. What I'm going to do is just let the bot make it a top cut. So it'll be like top 4 or something. Anyway. Okay, where was I? Okay, top 16 against Value Turbo. I'll lose the die roll. Typical. I'll lose the die roll again. I think he opens up Dust Shoot, right? He opens up Dust Shoot again. And essentially the game gets to a point where like I summon Substitute against his 3 back row and he solemns it. Then on the following turn, he has Garden Engrave, 2 back row, Armageddon Knight, and Greffer. And I killed him that turn. I do like Toad into Beelzefrog, into Fishborg, into Deathfrog, into Mistworm. Mistworm target his 2 back row and his Greffer. Leave the Armageddon Knight. Then I brain control the Armageddon Knight that was by itself. Tributed the Armageddon Knight. Got a Deathfrog. Made Goyo Guardian. Then used my last card to make Goyo Guardian. Then I attributed the Substitute on field. Summon Deathfrog, so I have Deathfrog, Mistworm, Goyo Guardian. He's at 4,000 with Guard in the Grave. And I killed him. I don't remember this at all. The only reason I even know about this happening is because I got multiple messages like after the match from people saying like, "Oh my god, you just played that, like you played that so outrageously well." Like most people text me about that match and I was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Like I literally told Gary, I was like, "Are you trolling me or like did that really happen?" He was like, "Bro, you killed him through Gardner, Solemn, 2 back row, Greffer, Armageddon Knight." Like I was like, yeah, I just do not remember. Game 2, we were grinding, and I remember that game being extremely long. Like, extremely long. It was very back and forth. There was, like, a lot of Dyna stuff going on. There was Gore stuff going on. There was, like, Raigeki break tricks and, like, all kinds of stuff. But it's all just kind of jumbled in my mind, like, the sequence of it all. And I remember, like, it gets to a point where I thought I was about to win because he had, like, Dyna and Sirocco to my Dupe Frog face up and my Dupe Frog face down. And I drew Caius for turn. I was like, oh, that is like really good. And I remember tributing for Caius, targeting his Sirocco, attacking the Fossil Dyna, and I think he Garners it. And so I'm like, okay, like we should be stabilized. And then he drew for turn and activated Lightning Vortex as like his last card, like Lightning Vortex, discard a card, and then he attacked me for game. I was at 600 or something like that. I remember that very vividly. And then game 3, I know we were going to time. We were either in time or close to time or something. Game 3, I remember having a Regeki break, and I think he tried to push. I know I did damage, and then I Regeki braked him, and he lost, or it was threatening, or I don't remember. It was something. I remember he lost game 3 in time after a very, 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 very long game 2. Very back and forth game 2. Very volatile game 2. Also, he DDV'd me game 2. I survived the DDV, standard. Yeah, I got DDV'd and like it revealed like Ryza. Oh yeah, I got DDV'd. It revealed Ryza. I remember. Okay, it's coming back to me. I got DDV'd. It revealed Ryza. I had brain control already. There was like a lot of wild shit. That game was wild. I won game 3, so now I'm in top 8. I'm not quite processing at the time because I am so mentally fatigued. I'm not processing at the time that like I am now in top 8. I just text the Discord server. I don't even give like a real description of what happened anymore. I just say I won, I'm in top 8. And I say like I won top 16. I'm in top 8. And then I play top 8 and I have to play against Lex. And so he is a Lightsworn player. I know he's a Lightsworn player also because I sat next to him when he beat HT19, like I said earlier. And so I'm like, oh God. My tournament began with Twilight, round 1. That was my tournament. And now my chickens are coming home to roost again. I talk so much shit on the Twilight deck. I talk so much shit on the Lightsworn deck. I did up all these videos this month about these 2 decks. I hate them both. And here I am in top 8 and I have to face my demon. So game 1, the only thing I remember, because again, my brain is not there. The only thing I remember about game 1 is that he went activate, Gold Sarcophagus, banish, Solar Recharge, set a monster pass, and I killed him. And I remember I used all of my cards and my field was, and it took everything in me to get this play out. I used all my cards and I went Brio, Goyo, Death Frog, Swap Frog, discard my last card, bounce your set monster, which I assume was Raikou, and attack for game. And I literally went like attack for game. I put all of them forward. And he goes, I go attack for game, and he's staring at the 4 monsters I have on the field. And like a good amount of time passes. Like I want to say, at least it felt that way because of how long I've been playing. My perception of time is probably not accurate. But to me, it felt like he was staring at my field of those 4 monsters for like literally a minute. So after a while, my brain says he's trying to figure out how much damage it is. And I say out loud, it is game if you're wondering. I was like, it's 8,000 if you're wondering. And he like, is it? And I'm like, yes, it is 8,000. Let me refresh this. I'm like, it is 8,000. 1 second, chat. I need to get the standings, and then I need to get, yeah, I need to get the standings. Give me a second. Okay, Johnson Boss, only BTC, Patrick Star, and Sasha. Those are the top 4. Now I am going to, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to continue in like 2 seconds. I really need an assistant. One day, chat. Okay. All right, I got their decks. Now I can go. Did everybody report? Oh, the big win and hold my feet did not. All right, they're not done yet. Okay, I'm still waiting on one more match. Okay, well, let's go see if these 2 are playing real good. Let's see, the big win. No, they are not playing. They report. Is the big win in the tournament? Oh, the big one is 1-2. I'm assuming that him and Hold My Feet probably intended to drop at some point, and it just did not happen. Yeah, he's 1-2, so I assume that he did. Yeah, him and Hold My Feet are both. Well, Hold My Feet has a bye, had a bye, and he's 1-1. So like realistically, he probably also is just like All right, in the essence of making this. Okay, yeah. All right. All right, I'm going to check standings one more time just to see if they change now. Wait, let me see if they changed. And then we continue standings. Okay, it's the exact same 4 people still. All right, now I can go. Now we're going to create a top cut. And we're going to start. Oh, it is a top 8. Okay. All right, so we have a new bracket here. We have a little top 8 bracket. This real quick. Okay, that's perfect. That is literally perfect. All right. Where was I? How's it going? How's it going? All right. So I win game 1 because he sets Raiko, plays Golsark for solo recharge. I OTK him. I remember him staring at my field for a while, and I remember saying it is game. And then I said the 2 synchros in the middle are 51, and then the 2 monsters that are not synchros on the sides are 29. It's exactly 8,000. So I kill him. Game 2, all I remember is that my hand is really good, and then he goes immediately flip up, Mask Restrict. My hand is like Fishborg, Caius, I think like Swap Frog, Dupe Frog, and like something else, like a Pot of Avarice or something. And I was like, oh, this hand is like playable or whatever. And yeah, I was like, my hand's really, like, my hand's good, it's playable. Like I wasn't mad at my hand at first when I saw it. But then he flipped up Mask Restrict, and I looked at my hand again, and I was like, oh, well, my hand doesn't do anything anymore. So I like set Dupe Frog, and I remember him going, I don't know if he rotated or charged or what, or did, I forget how he did it, but he got Aaron. Like he did something and he got Aaron, and Aaron came down and she fucking kicked my goddamn Dupe Frog back into my deck. And so I was like, oh god, I'm about to get 0 diff right here. I draw for turn. I think I draw like a second Swap Frog, and I was like, nice. So Mask Restrict is still face up. He's milling cards on it. He mills 5 on the end phase. I remember that too. He had a Jane. He has a Jane and an Aaron. He mills 5. He doesn't hit anything like crazy. I don't remember him hitting like, he might have hit like a Plague, but he doesn't hit anything like crazy. So like no wolf basically is what I'm saying. Like no wolf came down to like make it even faster. It was just like he just milled 5 cards, and it was like, okay, cool, you mill 5, and I draw for turn, and I see my hand and I scoop. So game 2 is like very fast. And so in my head, I'm like, well, that was scary. So I spent a good amount of time side decking at this point, because I'm like, okay, obviously he's playing Lightspawn and Twilight. They floodgate you after game 1. You know, that's just what they do. This is a Mask and Restrict side decking deck. This is an Oppression side decking deck. You know, they side floodgates. That's what I'm used to from that. So I'm nervous about game 3. I really, at this point, I'm like consciously wanting to win this, like, I want to win this game really bad. I'm going first. And so I spent a good amount of, like I said, I spent a good amount of time side decking. And I came up with a side decking plan on the spot. Like, literally in that moment, I made up a idea of how I wanted to side deck literally in that moment. Like, had not done this the entire tournament, and I just decided in a moment that I was going to try something out. It was definitely wild to do. I was like, this goes against like what I prepared, you know, mentally for how I side deck, how I sided in Raleigh, how I sided in Chicago last year. But I was like, I'm going to try something out, see what happens. Game 3, we wish each other luck, and we draw our hands. Marcus Hayden is standing directly behind me. And there's also a ton of people standing behind me because I'm sitting on the side where all the spectators are like behind me. I draw a hand. And just put it this way. After the match was over, Marcus said that was the most custom hand I've ever seen, ever. My opening hand was Substitute, Foolish Burial, Pot of Avarice, Heavy Storm, Salvage, and like Raigeki Break. So turn 1, I go Summon Toad, activate Foolish Burial, get 2 tokens, start going through sub combo like nonsense. I resolve a Pot of Avarice. I don't get crowed or anything like that. I end on like dupe flip flop with like Raigeki Break set or something. And I pass to him, and his hand is not so strong. I forget exactly what he does. I think that it was like Charge the Light Brigade and mill 3. And like, I don't remember, like he didn't mill a wolf or anything. Oh, was he doing mill the wolf? I don't remember because I played against Twilight a couple times this weekend. I don't remember what he milled, but like, I just remember him like, oh, I think he did mill a wolf. I think it was Charge, mill a wolf. And I was like, okay, maybe I get Celestia this turn. Celestia doesn't come down. I also was thinking like Twilight typically plays 1 Celestia anyway, right? So like, I'm not exactly like thinking that I'm going to get, let me see if it was Twilight or Lightsworn. I feel like it was Twilight, but it could have been Lightsworn. I don't know if I ever got clarification on this. It was Twilight. Okay. All right. So he ends up milling a wolf, and he basically like doesn't do anything turn 1. Like, I don't know. I forget exactly what he does, but he doesn't really do much, and my hand is outrageous. And I'm actually like concealing some of how good my hand is. Like low key, like my hand is so fucking good. And so I go draw for turn, and I draw. Oh yeah, he did mill a wolf. 100% he milled a wolf because I remember I drew Caius. I drew Caius for turn, and initially I had planned that I was going to kill him. That was like my initial thought. Before I drew the Caius for turn, I was saying to myself, I am going to OTK him now. And I drew the Caius, and I was like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, in order for me to kill him, I do need to break my dupe block and my like flip-flop frog and all that stuff. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I actually think that I can't lose this game. So I went Tribute for Caius, banish the wolf, like attack. He takes it. On the next turn, he like doesn't ever play that. I could tell his hand is like not very good. And he passes to me, and I go draw, flip up, flip flop frog, bounce your thing, attack again. And when I attack this time, he says, I'm gonna drop Gores on the 500, because I was like attack 500, attack for 24. And when I say attack for 24, he's like, I'm gonna drop Gores on the 500. So I'm on my calculator at the time when he says this, and I'm like taking 500 away, and I started typing take away 400, take away 2400. And then he says that, he's like, I'm dropping the Gores. And I don't even look at him. I say attack the token with Caius. And he goes, I'm putting the token in attack mode. And I come out of my calculator, and I look at him, I go, oh, right, you're playing Lightsworn, you're playing Twilight. I was like, well, you're putting the token in attack mode. So I'm sitting there for like 15 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, attack the token. Like, sure, attack the token. Token's 500. Attack the token. And he's like, honest. So the Caius dies. I take 500, and then I put flip-flop log back face down. I pass to him, and I go. He goes. He like doesn't again. He's under the like dupe block and flip-flop frog shit, so he doesn't do anything again. Basically, like nothing to threaten this field that I have immediately on like right here. The field is still there when he ends his turn, and then I draw for turn and I end the game. Like I have everything, right? I have like heavy and salvage and all this crazy shit. So I just win. I just win that game, and it was like very, very, very one-sided because my opening hand was so egregious. Like it was straight up egregious. Like if you could pick a hand in Edison format, that is the hand. Okay, I win that, and then as I was playing my top 8 match, I remember hearing that because we got deck checked before top 8, and I remember hearing the guy who Jeremy had to play got a game loss. He was on Black Wings, and I remember him saying like, "Oh, you win, I got a game loss," and Jeremy was like, "No, really?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got a game loss," and I didn't really hear what the reason was, but I mean, context clues. He got a game loss because of something wrong with his deck, right? I didn't hear what the error was. I don't know what the error was, but I just remember he got a game loss. And I was like, oh, so the GB player is going to play against Black Wings, but the Black Wing player is going to be handicapped with a game loss, which is not good for me, obviously. Like I want, if I want to win this tournament and make it as easy as possible, even though I had already beaten GBs at this point. At this point, I've already beaten the GB player I played, right? But if I want this to go as like easy as possible, I need the Black Wing player to win this match. Unfortunately, though, the Black Wing player got a game loss, and the guy he's playing against is my friend Jeremy, who I commentated Retro Reborn Pittsburgh with, and I enjoyed commentating with Jeremy more than I enjoy commentating with anyone else. Not that it's like a competition or anything like that, but like I just really, really enjoyed our chemistry on stream. Like me and him had the best chemistry out of everybody who we had the best chemistry out of everybody who I've commentated with so far for the live events. Calvin Yugioh was also very, very fun to commentate with, but like me and Jeremy just hit it off in a different way. Really like his energy. And then we went out to eat like after we commentated, and I got to know him a little bit more, and it made me like him even more. And I just really, really like just bantering with him. And like I think that our commentary is just like, it's just so smooth, right? Like we see each other, you know what I mean? Like so I was low-key paying attention to their match as well, and I remember his opponent who got the game loss in top 8 with Black Wings going first and opening up double whirlwind. And I said to Lex, who's my opponent in top 8 sitting in front of me, I said to Lex, they're going straight to game 3, and he started laughing. I was like, they are going straight to game 3. Like I remember him going whirlwind, summon. And I verbally was just like, they're going straight. I said, if you ever have to get a game loss in top cut, you want to open up double whirlwind, right? Like if there's ever a time that you are going to get a game loss for a deckless error or whatever he got a game loss for, because like I'm not 100% sure, but I context clues. If you're going to get a game loss, let it be the time where you're about to open up double whirlwind. So he opens up double whirlwind. I can't pay attention to their game because I have to play mine. I don't even know if he actually won that game, by the way. I don't know if Jeremy actually Jeremy, for all I know, could have won that game. I have no idea. I know Jeremy won the set, and then everyone was like, oh, like, congratulations, you're in top 4. I text my Discord server again. I was like, I'm in top 4. I just beat Twilight. So now I've beaten Twilight multiple times in this tournament, and I'm like super happy. I was like, oh, fuck. I was so scared of this deck. I hate this deck. This deck always beats me. I finally started beating it this event. Super happy about that. Yeah, super happy about that. I've conquered my Twilight Demon for now. It will be back and it will get me, because that is how Yu-Gi-Oh works. You cannot just beat a matchup all the time. You cannot win all the time. You cannot like force your will onto the game or whatever like that, unless you're doing some shady shit. But like, if you just play fairly, you are going to lose to every possible deck, including Machina, limiter removal deck, including Twilight, including GBs, including everything, right? You're just going to lose the decks. That's how it is. But on that day, Twilight did not earn my life. So I conquer one of my demons and I have to play another demon, and there's GBs, and that's my friend. And I'm like, okay, this is wild because me and you just commentated the last event together. And now we're playing in top 4 of the biggest retro tournament of all time. That storyline, that timeline is so crazy to me. Like, we literally just commentated the very last event together. And never did I think when we went to Milkshake Factory in Pittsburgh, never did I think when we were fucking choking back milkshakes, laughing, talking, having a good time, never did I think this is the guy that I'm going to play in top 4 of the next super major. Like, never in my head did I conceive that like that is going to be my reality very soon. It's just such a weird like Twilight Zone moment. And we're talking, we're super happy. I'm like, bro, honestly, if I don't win, obviously I really want you to win. That would be insane. I said to him that if you win, it would be crazy because the next time we commentate, which we will be commentating, I believe, Atlanta together. I was like, if we commentate together, you win, how crazy is the stream going to be? Like, me and you both have won Edison majors, and like we commentated and then we played each other, and like just the whole storyline of that, right? So we're talking and I'm like, look, good luck to you no matter what happens. Like, one of us is going to the finals. That's what I remember saying. I was like, one of us is going to the finals no matter what. And I had lost almost every die roll already, right? I think at this point I won 3 out of 12 die rolls at this point. So I won 3 out of 12 die rolls. And in my head, I'm like, okay, if there's ever a time, deck, if there's ever a time, dice gods, please let me win this die roll. And I win the die roll. So I'm like, holy shit, like I won the die roll. I win the die roll, and I'm like, okay, that's step 1. Because they're like, in order to beat GBs with Froggle TK, like I said, the matchup is extremely volatile. If I get to go first, I could do some really nasty shit, including just like the most simple thing that I could do is just like dupe block you, right? I can just dupe block you, and that's just a problem in itself. Or I could do a little bit more than that, and a little bit more than that means I could go turn 1 Stardust with dupe block and flip flop frog, depending on how good the hand is. Yeah. So my opening hand in top 4 is like Fishborg, Dandelion, Pot of Avarice, Foolish Burial, and I think Salvage. So those are my like 6 cards. It is not a good hand at all. However, it is 1 card away from being an outrageous hand. And the reason this is important is because I know a lot of people don't understand Froggle TK. A lot of people don't understand like anything about, they didn't understand like, why are you not scooping, right? Because he turned 1 second towards me, goes into Heraclinos and sets a back row. And people are like, oh, it's over. Like, why, why are you not scooping? But I had literally won this exact same scenario in round 8. It just wasn't on stream. Like, I literally have conquered this exact thing. And if you watch the good Froggle TK replays, like you can see, like in War League, you can see in like live matches and stuff like that, like the really good Froggle TK players, them winning through like GBs. It's a thing that happens if you know how to play the deck, and like, you need a little bit of luck, but you always need luck to win anyway. It's just like a part of the game. So my opening hand, like I said, Fishborg, Dandelion, Pot, Salvage, and Foolish Burial. I think it's something like that. He herks me immediately, right? And he sets a back row, and I draw my 7th card, and this is what is like the most crazy part. My 7th card is 1 for 1. So what that means is, if that 1 for 1 wasn't my 7th card and it was just in my opening hand, there's like a 99% chance I just win the game on turn 1 with no interaction. Which is why I am never mad if someone prevents me from winning the game with 0 interaction, because the way I was going to win, he wasn't going to get to play. If you take a card out of my opening hand and you replace it with 1 for 1, so like my hand is, again, Fishborg, Dandy, Pot, Foolish Burial, and like Salvage. I'm pretty sure that's like the 6. If you take any one of those cards out of my hand, you could take the Dandelion away. You could take any card out of my hand. If you take any card out of that hand is so gross, regardless of what you take out. If you replace any card with the 1 for 1, my hand is outrageous. So I drew my 7th card after he summoned Heraclinos, and it's 1 for 1, and I was like, wow, I was 1 card away from having that opening hand that just does the absolute unmitigated most. So I'm holding the hand, and I'm like, okay, I just need to survive, because there's still a chance that I could do what I did in round 8 where I like special summon Swap Frog and discard Fishwork Blaster and like summon Toad and win. Like I can go for that. And I actually get the game to like a point where that is possible. But he has Book of Moon and I lose. So whereas my round 8 opponent had Bottomless Trap Hole, Jeremy had Book of Moon and I lost on the spot. So that's what that was like. And then same thing, like game 2 is very similar. But yeah, that's what happened. So that was the run. It was very, 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 very crazy because I don't think I've ever played in my life 13 rounds of a tournament straight. Like Konami does, everybody plays until you get to top cut and then they stop. Usually like RBTs do the play whole day thing, and I have never made it to the finals of an RBT, so I've only ever played all of Swiss and then like Chicago, for example, last year. I played all of Swiss, which I think was 9 rounds, and then I played 9 or 8 rounds, I don't remember. Whatever, however many rounds of Swiss, and then I played top 16. I lost top 16 to Jake, who won the tournament. So I never had to play like 13, 14 rounds straight. Gary, when he won Maryland in 2024, Gary lost round 1 and then won every single round after that to win the whole tournament, which I think was like, because it was top 16, so you have 9 rounds plus 4. So he played 13. Gary played 13 rounds straight. So I played 13 rounds straight, but I played 13 rounds straight on Frogger TK. So my brain was absolutely mush. Like, my brain was gone. Yeah. Literally could not handle that at all. But somehow we did. We got through. We made all the way to top 4. I think that if I win top 4, I have a really good chance of winning the whole tournament, which would have been absolutely fucking wild. Because to be honest, I did not think that like, oh, like I'm going to win this tournament. Like every tournament I enter, I know I have a chance to win it, right? But like, just mathematically, the odds of winning a tournament, especially one as stacked as Houston, is very, very difficult. And I think by top 4, who is top 4? Top 4 is me, Jeremy. Top 4 is me, Jeremy, the winner, and Mission. So at this point, like all of the names that I knew going in the top 32, like all of the crazy names of like all the players who are like, I know this person and they're very good at the game, they have several accolades, all of them are eliminated. Everybody who I thought I could possibly be like facing in top 4 or to other finals or whatever, they're all gone. Like everyone's been vanquished. So I'm like, oh no, what's happening? Yeah. I was just surprised is all I can say. Like I was very surprised. Like I was just playing each round without thinking too much about it because I was just so mentally fatigued, and I was just like, I just need to conserve as much energy as possible so that I can just play to the best of my abilities. I really don't want to mess up any of my OTK lines. I was really trying to like, I just didn't want to mess up OTK. Like if I have game, I don't want to miss it, because that to me is like the mortal sin of Frog OTK. It's like you have game and you mess it up. And I'm not saying that will never happen to me, but it has yet to happen to me. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in this duel, by the way. I'm trying to understand. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to the duel at all, but all right, it seems like they are figuring it out. Let me just check this real quick. That's not the one. Oh, Poppy Churro is moving on. Can you do a teach me how to cook with my friend in the LDS Houston champion? Different perspective on Value Turbo type of thing. What do you mean by different perspective on Value Turbo? Isn't he playing the Sizzle 41 with like a Cyber Dragon in it? I've been playing Frog TK for a little over a month, and you've helped me immensely, but I think the gameplay against GB seems extremely unfavorable. So I think if you learn to play the deck better, you will not feel that way. but it is still favorite, and I think it's like 60-40 in GB's favor. Like if I had to give it like a random arbitrary number out of nowhere, yeah, it's like, isn't it like minus a hamster for a cyber dragon? Isn't that like literally the change? Like when you say different perspective, you know, I'm thinking like Dirk Wagner when he presented the world with like nitro value, or you know, like that is like genuinely never before seen technology type of deck, you know what I mean? Okay, well, it looks like, oh, Johnson Boss lost. All right, I'm gonna go watch Sasha and Wagamuffin if I can. I have learned, as you said, Dupe Block Stardust is a good board to make. Yeah, I mean, Dupe Block Stardust is very good. Dupe Flip Flop Stardust is also very good. Dupe Flip Flop is insane. Yeah, there's like a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of permutations of that. Why do I keep opening this? I'm annoyed. Let me get this one. Okay, Sasha is in top 4. Poppy Chora only BTC, and then Joshua Johnson just needs to report, and then Bruno Pino will play against Sasha. What the hell? Thank you, Edison Fiend. Ooh, that was a lot of talking. I've been live for 3 hours now. Yeah, a lot of talking, but that was my run. And then I went out to get food. So everybody who I stayed with this weekend, the Vo brothers, shout out to them for letting me stay in their home again. I had my own room. I had my own room last year. That was really awesome. They treated me, like, honestly, so well. Every time I've stayed with them in Houston, love them. They have a big, beautiful house, and just ultimate comfort, and like love it, everything about it. Helping with the, because like not having to pay for a hotel or Airbnb or whatever is like a huge deal, obviously, right? Like it's really nice when you can just that expense you don't have to worry about. Yeah, but yeah, if I am just very, very happy about the tournament and like everything, getting food after. That's where I got that fried rice after, because they were like, whatever you want, we can drive to whatever you want, period. Like, so I was like, you know what? I don't want anything fancy. I still don't have an appetite like that. I just don't have an appetite. And I know I need to eat. Like, I know I need to eat, and I just want to find something that's like not going to take super long. It was really late. I think it was like 11 o'clock when I finally got in the car, and my brain was just trying to like process everything. And I was obviously adrenaline was going through the roof. I talked to Lewis, the TO, for like probably a half hour, and I got Nulti Kaya's chat. Where is, do I have one? I think my deck is downstairs. I have all of these chat. I have like all of these mats chat, like just so many play mats. Like the Gores mat. I don't even know if I'm showing. I'm not showing this right, am I? I'm doing a terrible job. But like, if you see my deck profile, you've seen this already. This mat is really cool just because like Gores is doing the Cloud Strife pose, which I think is like insane. And then on the other side, it has like Tragodia, which Tragodia for some reason is green screen. I guess Tragodia is green. So the green screen is like, absolutely not, bitch. The green screen is like, you will not be showing Tragodia today. But yeah, I got just a ton of mats. This is from topping Raleigh. And yeah, I just have a ton of mats. People have been DMing me for mats and stuff like that. I still have to get back to some of the people about like selling these mats and stuff. I have literally over 10 mats, like cloth play mats from events. Like genuinely, I do think this Gores one though is wild. But yeah, ton of mats. I now have a fourth Caius. I already have 3 ulti Caius. I've had 3 ulti Caius since my birthday 2023. When my friend gave them to me for my birthday for my Hero Frog deck. And now I have a 4th one I do not need, so obviously I am selling it. I don't know, like, I'm assuming that they're around the $800 mark of going on TCG Player, but I have an extra Gores, or not extra Gores, I have an extra Gores mat. I have an extra Caius to sell. I have a bunch of fucking mats that I just need to start liquidating. Like, I just need to get rid of all of this stuff because at this point, I am literally hoarding. Like, I feel like a hoarder now. Like, my apartment is getting overrun by like play mats. Like, I just have too many, chat. I don't know. Like, I just have too many mats. So there's that. Where was I? Can you bring me a cloth mat for Fort Myers? What do you mean bring you a cloth mat for Fort Myers? I know you have a mat. I mean, if anybody wants to buy a mat in Fort Myers, like, I will be there. I can bring any of the mats if somebody wants to buy any of them or anything. You can see all the mats in my deck profile, or like most of the mats. Oh, well then, yeah, keep playing on the bare ass table. Don't change now. Bare table is good. Dale Bolito plays on the bare ass table. Dale Bolito shows up, pulls out his deck, and just plays on the bare ass table. Not suffering from success. No, it just gets to a point because like I use my OG mat. I literally paid $1,000 for my OG Tan Spellground mat, and I've just been using this mat mono for years. Like when I quit. Okay, so I quit Yu-Gi-Oh in 2017 after the Peter Chang incident, and then I come back to Yu-Gi-Oh in 2022. So literally five years later, I come back to Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, okay, I need my Tan Cloth playmat back. So I paid $1,000 to get my Tan Cloth playmat back in 2022, and here we are. And that's the mat that I've used. I used that mat way back when I used to play competitively from like 2010 to 2017, and that is what I've been using in Edison format. When you see me in person, like pretty much always using that mat. So but I like all, I mean, there's so many cool mats now. You have so much variety, and the quality of the mats is really good nowadays too, which is cool. Like the problem that I always had with the cloth play mats back in the day, even when Calsa Brain Games got, you know, Calsa Games got back into it and started making like the remake of the Spellgrounds, I hated the under part of them. Like the under part of them was just a material that I did not really like. And the top of them was also material that wasn't, it was like way too rough. It didn't feel smooth. It wasn't like, you know, OG Spellgrounds have like that really nice back, but they also have that like really smooth top part too. And when they started reprinting mats, or not reprinting, but when they started making like, oh, here's a black Spellground mat and all this other shit, it was just like the quality of it, I wasn't a fan. Like way back, this is way back in the day, but I just was not a fan of them. But mats have come a long way. Like cloth play mats have come a very long way since the old like 2012 or something days, whenever Calcio Brain started remaking Spellgrounds. I lost to someone who didn't have a playmat at Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, it can happen. Some people also, like, I think Dale Bolito almost was mind gaming people with that because, like, why are you not using a playmat? Like, I think, you know, a player as good as him not using a playmat is kind of like, it's kind of like everybody's using a playmat. You show up without one. For people who do know who he is, they obviously know that, like, you know, that doesn't matter. Like, he's going to cook you. And if you don't know who he is, you might underestimate him because you see that he doesn't have a playmat. It's kind of like playing against somebody who doesn't have sleeves. Like when you were younger and like you came across like another kid and he just did not have sleeves, so you're like, oh, he's terrible. Like, and he was, right? Like he's going to be bad because he doesn't even care about his cards. Best believe I'm most scared of the players with palm playmats. I'm either getting sacked by a new player or destroyed by a veteran. Yeah, you'll never see me not playing with a mat. Like that's just crazy. I'm already terrible because I don't double sleeve my cards, and I've decided that I'm finally going to do it. Like I literally ordered some broccoli sleeves to double sleeve my shit. I sat next to Dennis Nadas in round 2. Yeah, I sat next to him round 2. I believe he was still playing Hero Frogs. And his deck looked small to me. We were sitting there waiting for them to say we could start. I remember I remember sitting next to him and I looked over at his deck and I said, it looks like your deck is double sleeved, but the size of your deck seems so small that I'm confused on how that's possible. And he like, you know, basically let me see his deck, and it was double sleeved, but it wasn't like a, you know, usually one of my biggest gripes with double sleeve is like, I swear people's decks just grow astronomically. Like I've always hated the double sleeve crowd. The sleeves just look too fucking big. It's too much. Like I've always hated it. I've never been a fan of it. And then I saw that and I was like, you know what are those over sleeves? Because I can do those. Like, let me get some of those and I can consider double sleeve in my deck, because I have some very expensive cardboard in my deck, and a lot of it is stuff that has been gifted to me by my friends. So I want to take care of those things because they are gifts and they're worth a lot of money. And Edison is not going anywhere anytime soon. And on top of that, like, the cards keep appreciating in value. And here I am just like fucking single sleeve shuffling, and my opponents are single sleeve shuffling and like crushing the cards into each other and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, I need to just take better care of my cards. The good thing is I do not play very often, right? So my cards don't get used that much. But because I don't get to play Retro Reborn. The other, like, format library tournaments are online, right? So you don't use your deck for those either. We did get a donation. We got a $50 donation tonight, so the pricing tonight is $90 amongst the top 4. The outer sleeves were from a brand called Broccoli. It's Japanese. It's very Japanese. Like, it says the word broccoli, and then I think everything else is in Japanese on the pack of sleeves. But the outer sleeves were so tight, and I think Dennis was playing with like some kind of world sleeves or something from like Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds. Like, his sleeves were really cool. They were like this blue color, and I could tell they were like definitely some expensive proprietary sleeves. But then I saw the outer sleeves were like this thin, clear sleeve that honestly hugged the card so tightly, and I'd never seen that before. Yeah, Dennis was still on Hero Frogs. He lost round 2 against Twilight. I'm like pretty certain. I'm pretty certain so the round 2 where I sat next to him, I'm pretty sure he lost that round. He did lose that round. And I'm pretty sure it was against a Lightsworn style deck, like either Twilight or Lightsworn. Oscar said he lost to 3 consecutive Lightsworn. That's rough. Yeah, I'm going back to Japan anyway. Like, I agree. I should have bought the sleeves while I was in Japan. I didn't know at the time. Now I know. Now when I go to Japan, I'm going to buy some egregious amount of them because I really like those outer sleeves. And when I go to Japan, I'm also going to buy a bunch of sleeves that are like just cool, because with the outer sleeves, you can use any sleeve underneath. Like, I would never usually, like, okay, I have sleeves here that I've pulled out before. For example, right? Like, I got these sleeves in Japan. These are like Dark Magician Girl. Oh, let me see if this is gonna. I got these like Dark Magician Girl sleeves in Japan, right? I use them on my Etra deck right now. But if I could just put these on my cards and then put outer sleeves on, I would. Maybe not these, because these sleeves are not sleeves that I wouldn't play on these for reasons. But okay, this is better. Okay, I would play on these sleeves, right? Like, I would play on these sleeves and then like put an outer sleeve over top of this, and then this would be the sleeve underneath. So like my cards would just be in these. And I was really inspired by what I saw on Dennis's deck, where he had like the world sleeves, and then he had the outer sleeve that was really tight, and his deck was not gigantic because I fucking hate that. So yeah, that's something that I would consider doing. So I'm going to buy a lot of cool sleeves when I go back to Japan, and a lot of outer sleeves for cheap, and then bring it back to the US. That is like what I'm planning to do. Now that I know. When you know, you know. You ask the worker, are you legally able to buy all of their broccolis? Is that what people call them? Do people call them broccolis? Broccoli's aka BSP13. Now I have no idea what like what's the BSP part. Can we have Dream Frog content? I need more. Insert Kylo Ren more meme. Yeah, I do plan to do, like as promised, I will do Dream Frog content. I'll do some solo content for that one. The color on the pack is the size. So I think it was the blue pack or some shit. The BSP13 is a specific texture and size. They got matte, glossy, clear with no texture, etc. You just earned yourself a subscriber. I've been here for years. I'm like, how are you talking in the chat if you're not a subscriber? Like the chat is literally turned to subscriber only. Now you trolling. Why does someone actually... So... God damn it. I gotta turn my green screen off for a second so that I can, like, show you. I want to show you guys this. Okay. I don't know if this picture is going to show up particularly well. Probably not. But that is like a pack. You know what? I'm doing this in such a bad way. I could do better. Hold on. I thought that would work, and it just did not. Like it kind of failed miserably. So hold on. All right, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, chat. I am just going to do the smart thing because, like I said, I have not had a good night's sleep yet, and my brain is still functioning at a very low level. And you can probably tell by my vocabulary, which I could barely say that word. That is how I know when I am sleep deprived. Whenever my vocabulary gets bad and I start saying a lot of likes and a lot of ums and stuff like that, yeah, I need to sleep. So anyway, this is what I wanted to show. So I'm pretty sure Dennis like let me blatantly see the sleeves that he uses. And this was the pack of sleeves that he uses that I will... Oh, I see it at the top now, BSP13. So I bought some of these. They should be coming tomorrow. I think they come tomorrow or Thursday, I forget. But yeah, these are the sleeves. And I'm going to be using these for my cards. Just because, like, again, I mean, you saw my deck profile, you saw, like... Yeah, they're definitely outer sleeves, right? Like, The size of it at the top, 65 millimeter by 91.5. So, yeah. Made in Japan, broccoli. There he is, Spine Gilman. Who was handing out a free quick draw mat? Damn, he wanted that Kaiko to go through. The LDS live stream? You had to guess Spine Gilman? Like, in what context? Like, you just had to say, like, you just had to type Spine Gilman in the chat? Like, what card am I holding? And it's Spine. If you guess the card, you just get, like, a mat. That's kind of fun. Like, you shuffle a deck and you're like, all right, I'm holding a card. What card is this? And the first person to type the card just gets, like, a thing. That's cool. That's what I'm assuming. I just completely made that up. I have no idea if that's what they were doing. Oh wow. We are at this. Okay, this is that's actually a very good Kaiko to steal because he can't Miracle Fusion. And not only can he not Miracle Fusion, he also can't attack it. It makes me wonder if him not banishing the Necro Gardener wow. I was gonna say if he could beat over this guy. Oh, Hero Beat. I thought this was Diva Hero, and it's actually just Hero Beat. Yeah, that Kaiku. Damn, that Kaiku did the most both ways. All right, I will wait until they queue up for the finals. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Not them both hosting for each other. Love for you and me. So, as you guys know, this coming week, I will be doing commentary at Fort Myers. This is going down. Edison. I get to go back to commentating, which I love doing. Commentating is so much less stress. Oh, he's in France. Jesus, I'm so sorry. This late for me too. Like it's almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, way less stress commentating than playing. Yeah, I also just like I don't think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if I just need a good night's sleep. I'm very tired right now still, like very tired. And I went to the gym today. I don't know what I was thinking. I just need to go to sleep and like return to myself. But I was gonna say, as of the way I feel in this very moment, the idea of playing another tournament right now is like absolutely not. Like if I had to play a tournament this weekend, the way I currently feel, no shot. Now there's still a lot of days left. There's still Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But like if you made me play the tournament right now, with the way I feel, it would just be like pass. Like literally pass. You know what though? I would play like a Blackwing deck right now. Like if I had to compete, I would play a Blackwing deck right now. I could play Blackwings. Like I could do that. I can cook up some Blackwings. Yeah, commentating Detroit was really fun. Detroit was a really good event. I really like Detroit. I didn't know how much I liked Detroit, but I really like Detroit. You know, I actually spent New Year's in Detroit randomly. My friend who got a new apartment in Detroit texted me like December 15th or something. I don't know. Maybe it was like December 20th. And was like, "Hey, what are you doing for New Year's?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, what do people do for New Year's?" He was like, "Well, you can come to my place and we can like go out and go get food and do some shopping and like all this other stuff." And I was like, you know what? Let me look up flights to Detroit real quick. And I looked up flights, and the flights were like, it was like $244 or something, like something really cheap. And I was like, you know what? I am actually going to take you up on that offer. I have never been to, well, I've been to Detroit before. That's a lie. I've been to Detroit before, but I didn't get to go to Detroit for anything besides Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I went to Detroit, but it was for the sake of Yu-Gi-Oh way back in the day. So I didn't really get to experience Detroit. And his apartment is like crazy. Like it's really, really, really nice. So I flew there on like December 29th, I think it was. I think I got there like December 29th, and I spent 6 days there. So I brought it in New Year's, and then I stayed several days after that, and it was so good. Like honestly one of my favorite times I've had in a long time. But that's how I brought in 2026 in Detroit. So when I went back to Detroit months later for the Retro Reborn tournament, I was like, this is, you know, I like this place now. Like I'm cool with it. I like Detroit. I had some good food out there too. I had this really good burger. I forget what the name of the place was though. But it was like a It was a butcher shop that also was a bar restaurant. So like they had a section of the restaurant where it was, you go and you can order meats and stuff. Like you can order like all kinds of cuts of steak and sausage and, you know, all kinds of meats. And then they also had a bar restaurant area that was really big. And so my friend was telling me about this burger that they have that is like really, really fucking good. He was hyping it up, and they had like duck fat fries. And so I went there and I got the burger and I got the duck fat fries, and that shit was bussin'. Like one of the best burgers I've had. I'm salivating at the thought of it right now. So good. So good. Please, meeting you finally after so many years in Houston. You go into Atlanta? Yes, I will be in Atlanta and I will be commentating. Yes, I think it was Marrow. That sounds familiar. I'm like pretty sure it was Marrow. Yeah, the burger there, oh, divine, heavenly, so good. I also had a bunch of other good stuff, but I can't remember like all the names and all that stuff. But yeah, I had a good time in Detroit both times I went. Sweetwater Tavern. Why does that sound familiar? Sweetwater Tavern. I might have went there. I did go here. Yep, I remember because they have a really good menu for, I don't know if it was like a gluten-free menu or one of those things, but it was like a menu for people who can't eat certain things. Like I remember, you know, they have their regular menu, but then they had a whole section that was like for people who have celiac disease or something. And I was like, oh, they're like really big on that. Yeah, I had a great time. Honestly, no notes. Detroit treated me well. For a city though, I will say, maybe it was because of the area we were in, but I didn't see like many people. Whereas like in Houston, there was a lot of people out and about. There's a lot of cars on the road and stuff like that. I noticed like Pittsburgh is like very, like, I don't know. We just see like Pittsburgh, there's like almost no one really walking down the street like that. I have no info on where the events are going to go and stuff like that. So no, I do not know if there's going to be a San Diego event. I think you just have to give it time though. Like these events do not happen overnight. A lot of work goes into an event, like a lot. It's not just like, oh, like people just want an event in San Diego, so they just put an event in San Diego. It's not like that. There's like, you got to consider the cost of having an event in San Diego. Is San Diego a place that a lot of people can travel to easily? Like how many players are you expecting to get in San Diego? There's just a lot of things that go into it. Yeah. That goes for like every place. Like I would love if there was a Retro Reborn or LDS in Philadelphia, but I can speak for Philadelphia because I live here, and like it's not easy because it's very expensive. Like event space is not the best here in terms of location, And there's one place that we can have. There's one place that we have, the Greater Oaks, which is not in Philly at all. It's in a suburb of Philly, like it's in the outskirts. But the Greater Oaks Expo Center is outside of Philly, and that is a place where you can have an event. But it's like 50 minutes driving from Philly. But like in Philadelphia is not easy to have an event. And our convention center is extremely expensive. I want a burger now, but I want a good burger. Like I don't want like, I mean, smash burgers are good. Let me not say like I don't want a smash burger, but I want a good burger, but I don't want it to be a smash burger. With bacon. I want a cheeseburger with bacon. Thick cut bacon. And an egg. A fried egg on top. And some barbecue sauce. Yep. Yep. I'm not supposed to eat anymore today, but you're making me hungry. I am sorry. I am very hungry. I had playa bowls today. I had an acai bowl, and that's literally all I've eaten today. So I am very hungry right now, but I am not going to eat at 11 o'clock. I will just wait until tomorrow. You're cooking on high with the egg. I love it. Yeah, I mean, a good burger with some thick cut bacon and a fried egg. Ugh. So good. Oh man, I'm so tired right now, chat. Holy hell. Like when this stream is over, I am getting in the shower and I am collapsing. Like in that order, I am turning the stream off and I'm running to the shower and immediately sleep. Are you talking to me, Chris, or are you talking to someone else in chat? Oh, you're talking to Goris. Okay. Yeah, I use a lot of energy to do that tournament recap thing. Okay, Sasha wins again. This guy's too good. Him and Value are a match made in heaven. All right, so we have a top 4 officially. Well, we have a winner, we have a second, third, fourth, all that good stuff. All right, it looks like that's going to be it. Okay, chat. I am so fucking tired, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for everything. I'm going to be making more content tomorrow. A really cool video drops of us playing Jinzo OTK. Thank you, Tim. A video drops of the Jinzo OTK deck. We were playing that on ladder. It was really good. I think that deck is very, very good. Yeah, I think the new Jinzo OTK deck is like, I think people should test it at least so they can find out how good it is. And I'm going to do some solo Dream Frog content to show you guys me playing Dream Frog from game 1, not Frog with TK into Dream Frogs. I'm going to play Dream Frogs like start to finish in a couple videos or something. I was thinking about doing that for members only too. I was thinking about making like members only solo content where I just kind of like play ladder with different decks. Make a little like series out of it where it's just me by myself. And it's so what the benefit of that is, when I have a guest, it is impossible for me to play perfectly because I am constantly talking to the guest, like, and that is very distracting. Obviously, it's not normal to be having a full conversation while you are trying to play a game like Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, but it's easier if I'm like playing by myself and just playing, you know, doing my thing. I can take moments to like just talk about like why I'm doing what I'm doing and just play the game. And yeah, I think that would be really fun. But I'm most likely going to make those members only videos because I don't really do members only content. Like my content is usually members first, which means that like members, like for example, the Jinzo video has been out on the channel since yesterday and today, and it'll come out like tomorrow, but members get all the videos like first. So I'm thinking about making like a little library of members only content so that people who like are members, you know, you get more value out of your buck. But all right, chat, I'm gonna end it here. Again, if you guys are interested in anything, let me know. I will be in Fort Myers this weekend. Peace.